Good Friday evening to you all. It's Friday night football on RC Audio Sports. Tonight, the Indians host the Highlands Owls. The Owls come into tonight's game with a district record of 3-1, and the Indians have an undefeated season so far in district play. Stay tuned. It's some action, 14-5A Division II on the Martinez and Associates pregame show. We'll be back in just a moment and talk about the Highlands Owls and the Harlandale Indians.
Doing hair is an art, and I take great pride in it. I love my job. I opened my original hair salon on this side of town 26 years ago, and I still have some of the same clients. My location at Brooks is a dream come true. This is the right time and the right place to start a business at Brooks. The South Side is growing so much.
What makes Brooks so attractive to business owners is the environment. Employees can live, work, learn, and play all in one area. The South San Antonio Chamber of Commerce is a cheerleader for businesses in and around Brooks, and we have a lot to be excited about. We're beginning to erase the economic gap between North and South San Antonio while still retaining our unique culture. Brooks is bringing economic prosperity to our side of town, and it's happening so quickly that the data is still catching up. Entrepreneurship is booming on the South Side. There's no limit to what can happen here.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
And we welcome you to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. It's the Harlandale Indians hosting the Highlands Owls. Coach Robert Villafranca joining me on color. We got Cesar Mendez on the camera and Isabella Tellez working the technical monitor today and doing some camera switching. So we thank you for joining us as well. Coach Villafranca, the Highlands Owls will receive to start off the game. So we'll see Harlandale defense come on, and we'll see that high potent Highlands Owls offense. We talked about coming into this game that the Owls are 3-1 in district play. They've lost to the Alamo Heights Mules, but everyone else in this district has lost to the Mules so far this year.
The Mules are undefeated, as you say, like the Harlandale Indians. The Mules and the Indians have not played each other. That's next week. But tonight we have Highlands here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The Harlandale Indians hosting them. The Indians 4-0. The Highlands Owls 3-1. Both of these teams, Bobby, have very potent offense. Both teams are averaging over 38 points a game in district play and over 300 yards each game. So they can put points on the board, and they can move the ball. The game tonight, when you've got offenses like that, it may come down to, as I say, it may come down to the X's, not the O's, and which defense can slow the other offense down the most.
Coach, we had an opportunity already to see Highlands live in action when they beat McCullum here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We saw the quarterback, Joseph Clay, and running back, Willie Gaskin. Those two 1-2 punch for the Highlands Owls is, in my opinion, going to give the Indians probably the most trouble.
Well, you mentioned a couple of big names there for the Highlands Owls. Joseph Clay, we have so many good running quarterbacks in this district, Joseph Clay being one of them. Willie Gaskin in the backfield with Clay a lot of the time. He's a backup quarterback. But he also goes, when he's in there, you don't know if he's a backup quarterback or going to take a wildcat snap. But Kennedy Jackson, you're going to say his name a lot tonight as well. DeAnthony Johnson, Sebastian Leyva. The Highlands Owls offense is just chock full of playmakers.
Almost 2,000 yards in total offense this season so far for the Owls. We got a chance to catch up and talk to Coach Castillo of the Highlands Owls in his third year, made the playoffs the first 2 years at Highlands, so he's doing a really good job there. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll meet with Coach Castillo. You're watching high school football on YouTube.
This is Robert Villafranca at Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where the Highlands Owls have come to play the Harlandale Indians. We're visiting with the Highlands Owls head coach, Coach Castillo. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Coach. And thank you for taking the time to visit with us. Coach, for just a second, I want you to put humility aside. You've done very well at Highlands. 2 years in the playoffs. You've been there 2 years, both years in the playoffs. You're in the playoff hunt once again. To what do you attribute that kind of success at Highlands?
Well, number one, we have good kids. Our kids come to work every day. They want to do well. I think that they've been hungry even before I got there. That's a really big testament to the kids. Our administration's great. They kind of let me run the program, and they have faith in me to do the right thing. So, and then hiring great coaches. I mean, we've hired some really good coaches from some great programs who've kind of helped us kind of get the thing rolling the way I want it. So it's been good.
Yeah, you've brought in some great coaches. The 28-5A, mostly SAISD schools, very competitive this year. What's it like? What's it been this year competing in 28-5A where you've got a game every week?
Yeah, no doubt. So I even, like last year, I even thought our district was so even that every week was a toss-up. So just going into every game, and you have to do something a little different versus every team. You can't be vanilla versus everybody, because there's really good coaches who can pick up on stuff, and they know how to take advantage of your weaknesses. So just really trying to find ways to win every single week is a challenge, and it's been good. It's been good for us and good for everybody that we play. We may do something different today that we didn't do last 2 weeks ago or whatever. So it's we got to find a way to win is what it is.
And Coach, you talk about doing something a little bit different. 28-5A, every team had the benefit of a bye week. Anything up your sleeve for tonight's game? Any changes that we can be looking for?
No, we're going to keep it the same. Last week we had to sit a couple kids in the first half, but this week we'll start with our group in order, so that'll be good for us. We just want to do what we do, play tough, run the ball, make big plays when we can, and play solid defense.
The Harlandale Indians and the Highlands Owls share geographic borders. This is a rivalry that dates a long ways. What do you have in mind? What's it going to take to beat the Harlandale Indians tonight?
Well, obviously the quarterback is our number one concern. He's a really good player. I mean, all around. You got great wide receivers. The offensive line is tough. Defensively, they fly around. It's not one thing that they do great. It's a bunch of different things that they do really, 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 really good. And so it's just trying to find and try to exploit some weaknesses in some spots. But I know it's going to be a tough game. I mean, it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and it's not going to be easy. So we're up for the challenge.
Well, thank you so much for visiting with us, Coach. We wish you the best. Can we get a Go Owls?
Hey, Go Owls. Love you guys.
There you go. We were visiting with Coach Castillo, the head coach of the Highlands Owls. This is Robert Villafranca with RC Audio Sports on the Martinez and Associates pregame show. We'll be right back.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We visited with Coach Castillo just moments ago. Coach, let's briefly talk about the Harlandale Indians before we get to Coach Torres. They are undefeated. They're led by their quarterback, Jacob Salcedo, and doing a great job offensively and defensively.
Jacob Salcedo has a lot of receivers to choose from. Saxon Langenberg, one of his favorite receivers, but Pedro Valenzuela can catch the ball as well. Joseph Esparza, Rene Palomino. So there's a stable of wide receivers.
If we learned anything about this offense, it was last time they were on the field against Brackenridge, where Salcedo got everybody involved, and it was just a fantastic win for the Indians, still undefeated. Defensively, it's going to be a big task for them tonight.
It certainly will. We are going to take just a quick break. We're coming back. We're going to visit with Coach Torres.
And we welcome you back to the Martinez and Associates pregame show with Coach Albert Torres. Coach Torres, thanks for taking some time with us this evening.
Yes, sir.
Coach Torres, last time you guys were on the football field, it was a shootout against the Brackenridge Eagles. Talk about that last game. It feels like forever ago, but
Yeah, it's not exactly how you want a game to go like that, but I'm glad that our kids showed some resiliency and made the stops when we had to. Brack did a great job of scoring, but yes, you say that it does feel like it's been a long time since we played. With the bye week, so. We're glad that today is the day we finally get to play.
talk about that. Talk about the bye week and how important that is, and especially right now getting into the next part of the season.
Yes, you know what? The bye week was for three things that we worked on. One was get any kids that had some bumps and bruises. So we spent some extra time on that. Fundamentals, different positions, and three, so we got an early look at Highlands. So we try to see them on film and stuff, and try to get some of that in during our bye week.
Yeah, and looking at Highlands, they look to be very tough. The only loss that they have is to a tough Alamo Heights team. So tell me what concerns you the most about the Team Highlands Owls.
Highlands has some speed. They got 3 guys on offense that can go, and it's going to be really important that we gang tackle and a line ride and all those things. And they're so good that they also play on defense. So we'll see them on both sides of the ball. But overall, they're a very well coached team. Coach Castillo is doing a good job with them, and we're going to have our hands full tonight.
Well, it's going to be a good one, and that's for sure. Coach, thanks for taking some time with us. Good luck tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you after the game.
Go Indians.
That's Coach Albert Torres. We'll be back with more. You're watching RC Audio Sports on YouTube.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The national anthem just finishing up and wrapping up here as the color guard coming off the field. The Indians will get ready to kick off to the Highlands Owls. And again, we'll see that defense for the Indians come out first. And Coach, do we have the offense for the let's get to the officials. Let's get to the officials. Coach, you want to tell us who those are?
Officiating the game tonight, Jay Birchfield is the referee. He's in charge of the team. Gus Gonzalez, the umpire. Fred Cruz, headline judge. Woody Bryan is the line judge. Manuel De Leon, back judge. Pete Garcia, the field judge. And Lonnie Cantu, the side judge. So those are your officials for tonight. And the pregame ceremonies and the pregame coin toss. The Highlands Owls had ultimately had the option to kick or receive. They opted to receive, and Harlandale will kick off and defend the south goal.
All right, getting ready here. And Coach, again, big game tonight between the two of the top 3 teams in District 14 5A Division II. On the top, of course, is the Alamo Heights Mules, followed by these 2 teams right here. The Indians, the only undefeated team in this district so far.
Along with the Mules.
Along with the Mules. Those 2 teams sitting there. And we're getting ready to go here. And Nico Rodriguez ready to kick off for the Indians. Back to receive are the Highlands Owls. They're sitting back at their 10-yard line. Short kick. It'll bounce at the 15 and picked up inside the 10. And here come the Owls along the sideline. I believe that was DeAnthony Johnson, the senior return man. The season so far, Coach, with the exception of last game against the Brackenridge Eagles, the Harlandale Indians defense has really done well enough. And with last week, they did well enough for the Indians to win at that point. But
they had trouble against a running quarterback, Brandon Garcia, for the Brackenridge Eagles, and they've had a bye week to kind of solve that problem. Joseph Clay for the Highlands Owls will present a problem for the Indians as well. He is as talented as Brandon Garcia and can really run the ball.
Joseph Clay out of the shotgun. Indians on defense. They keep it on the ground, and the Indians there, and tough to bring down is the running back for the Highlands Owls. That's Adams.
Aiden Sosa was the first on the scene for the Harlandale Indians. He made first contact, wasn't able to bring him down by himself, but he had some help.
Well, that's a no gain there for the Highlands Owls. So 2nd and 10 now for the Owls. Clay rolling to his right side, has some lead blockers across the 35, up near around the 40. We talked about the versatility of this offense, how Joseph Clay can run the football, and he does have options back there. So now a 3rd and short, or 3rd and 5 for the Highlands Owls. I almost put those two together and called the Howls.
They might be howling tonight. I know they usually hoot, but
yes,
maybe they hoot and howl. Big down right here for both teams. The Harlandale Indian defense has an opportunity at 3 and out on the Highlands Owls' first possession.
Twins to the left side, one receiver right. Clay looks right, fires. The pass is caught right at midfield on the sideline near the Owls. So the Highlands Owls will move the chains on their first drive and get their first down of the night.
Robert Acuna right there with them. He swatted at the ball. Good coverage, but a great pass by Joseph Clay. Just a dime, as they call it. Right on target. Bullseye.
It's as good as it gets here in 28-5A. Two of the top 3 teams going head-to-head. Here come the Owls. A missed tackle up to the 45. A good little gain there by the running back. That's number 6, Willie Gaskin. We'll be saying his name quite a few times tonight.
The Harlandale Indians in a previous game, 2 games ago, did a pretty good job of containing Sam Houston's speed, and you saw the defensive scheme there to contain and make the field a little bit more narrow, and that's what number 20 Carlos De La Vega did on that play.
Out of the shotgun, Clay, handoff, Gaskins across the 45. Nice stop there by the Indians. Julio Martinez.
We have.
Oh, whenever. We'll get those. Since we're still on the first drive here, let's get the offensive starting lineup for the Highlands Owls. Of course, they are led by, we mentioned his name a few times already, senior Joseph Clay. So it should be on your screen now. That is the starting offensive lineup. We'll get the defense here in just a moment after this play, as Clay leads his Owl team back out for another first down here. A 4 wide receiver set now. Clay slips up, steps up into the pocket, trying to get rid of the football, but again, Julio Martinez saying, none of that. You ain't getting away from me, not this time. A loss of 4 yards on that play.
It looked like a screen play was developing there, but the Indians had all kinds of pressure, a 4-man front. And let's take a look at the Harlandale Indians starting defense while we are in a huddle. But the first negative play for the Highlands Owls, a 4-yard loss in the play, and great pressure that the Indians brought with just a 4-man rush.
Now the Highlands Owls are facing a 2nd down and 14 here for the Owls. A fake handoff. The pass is incomplete. And that pass was intended for Ethan Famat, excuse me.
Jackson Garcia, Johnny on the spot there. Even if the ball had been caught, I think he'd probably very likely made the tackle on the spot. Jackson Garcia, safety for the Harlandale Indians, having a good year.
So now a 3rd down here, an opportunity here for the defense. They've been out on the field for just close to 4 minutes now, as a 4 wide receiver formation on the split there. Clay doesn't know what to do. He has to roll out. has pressure, gets rid of the football, the pass, incomplete. So that pressure from that Harlandale defense really forced Clay to make an uncomfortable throw.
Robert Acuna providing a lot of the pressure there for the Harlandale Indians, and the Highlands Owls move the ball into the Harlandale Indian side of the field, but they're going to have to punt it away, or at least send their punt team out on the field. Good spot where, you know, you might expect a fake punt or so. I'm
yeah,
sure
you know, Coach did talk about that they're going to be changing some up, but we're going to see things we haven't seen from the Owls.
Had 2 weeks to work on it.
Michael Palomino set back at his own 10-yard line to receive the punt from the Owls. Punt is up. Indians looking like they were going for the block. Palomino will get it, and he will get hit, and he will stumble and make it to the 20-yard line, where the Indians will have their first offensive look. We'll get their offense up here in just a second. Bella, whenever you're ready, we'll get that offense for the Harlandale Indians as they come out. We talked to Coach Albert Torres right before this game, Coach, and we mentioned how it felt like a very long time since the last time we've seen the Indians play. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 28-5A, since there are an even number of teams in that district, everybody had the bye week, so nobody has any advantage over another team. Everybody had last week off, and we're coming back for the last 5 games of the regular season.
Indians will start out with a 4 wide receiver set, 2 to each side. They go to the ground. Molina across the 20, had some room across the 25. A good break there for the Indians as they pick up 6 on their first carry, maybe 7.
Andres Reyes kicking out, and Zion Molina doing a great job making the read. Let's look at the Highlands Owls defense while we have an opportunity.
So that is the Highlands defense there on your screen as we get ready for the second down here, second and short. Indians keep it on the ground. No, it is Jacob having to get the pressure, did not want to get rid of the football, and he takes a sack there. He's going to lose about 4 yards on that carry.
Jacob Saucedo fakes the handoff to Zion Molina. Didn't fool any of the Owls, and the roll right brought a lot of attention. He had 3 Highland Owl defenders around him, and he wasn't able to get rid of the ball before he took the sack. Not much of a loss on the plays, but still a negative play for the Harlandale offense.
About a yard loss, they'll call it. So Jacob will keep it himself. Straight up the middle, across the 30. Pick up a first down for the Indians, as that play looked like it was called just for Jacob. Get us out of this mess, and let's pick up a first down.
We've seen Jacob Saucedo's running abilities on display over the last few games. He can really turn it up a notch.
No back this time. Oh, wait a second. The back was way back. The ball was thrown, and it was incomplete. It was, Coach, I'll let you describe that here, but Joseph Esparza lined up way behind the line of scrimmage.
It looked like a Canadian Football League play. He was about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he came rolling up. The Highlands Owls sideline thought that was a lateral pass, and they were expecting a fumble, and the official, the referee right on it, signaled incomplete right as the pass fell incomplete, but an unusual play to say the least.
Well, that's something we haven't seen from the Indians. Here comes the Owls with the blitz, and hand off to Molina, and he got hit and tripped up, but managed to pick up a couple of yards on that play.
So we'll probably be seeing a couple of bye week plays as these teams had a couple of weeks to prepare. So that's something a little bit different.
Maybe the coaches had a little too much time, right?
Well,
hey, what about this?
Pull out the CFL. Pull out the CFL playbook.
Here come the Indians on a third down. They're back at their own 35-yard line from the left hash. Salcedo, pocket collapsing. He steps up in the pocket, has a man to beat. Ooh, and that was a great handle by Jordan Ramirez, as all Jacob Salcedo had to do was get over him. But it was Jordan Ramirez got a hand on his ankle and brought him down. So the Indians are going to be forced to punt now.
It was a one man to beat, or the Indians would have been moving the chains. And as you said, number 11 for the Highlands Owls made a big play on that, Jordan Ramirez.
So the Indians will be punting, and I believe that might be Salcedo as he does double duty for the Indians back at his own 18-yard line. Low snap, nice punt be fielded inside the 35, and Gaskins will go down. Good coverage there by the Harlandale punt team.
Jacob Fonseca and Saxon Langenberg right there. Nice hang time by the punter, Jacob Saucedo, but the Highlands Owls almost had a blocked punt, just like the Indians did on the punt before that. But
these teams are going after each other.
Yeah, very aggressive, very aggressive.
At their own 37.
So we are in the first quarter still. This is Highlands' second time with the football. Their first drive resulted in a punt. Indians also just punted here. 2 receivers split to each side. Handoff. Plenty of room through the left side. Good run there by Mateo Rodriguez.
Mateo Rodriguez, the ball carrier.
There is a Highland Owl down, so we will take a quick break. We are in the first quarter, still no score. You're watching high school football, brought to you by Texas Youth Football Revolution and Cheer.
Finding the right home is hard. Now finding the right realtor, that's the easy part. Vanessa G. Medina with Proper Realty will work hard to help you find the right home for you and your family. Contact Vanessa today and let Proper Realty help you find your dream home.
Life has prepared me for this. The reason I'm a trial attorney is because I truly believe that's what I was meant to do. We do what we do because we've been given the God-given ability to do it. We have the ability to stand in front of a jury and help people out. I have my reasons, upbringing, things that have happened in life, things that have either turned you into a fighter or make you hate unjust causes. Those are the reasons that I'm a trial attorney.
We welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. It was a Highland Owl coming off the field, being helped on a slight limp. It's going to be a big one there for the Owls. Second down and short now. They keep the ball on the ground. No. Play action. Rollout passes complete along the sideline. Good gain into Harlandale territory. Knocked out of bounds near the 30. Sebastian Lea, the receiver there.
An RPO, a run pass option for the Highlands Owls, and we've seen them do that before. The Harlandale Indians, however, a missed tackle on the first touch, and they're not going to be able to get away with a whole bunch of those. We can't have missed tackles tonight if you're rooting for the Indians.
Clay sends Gaskins in motion, dropping back. Pressure's coming. Interception! The Indians pick it off. That's Nico Rodriguez. And he gets up to the 28-yard line. And those are the kind of things that the Harlandale defense does.
Nico Rodriguez, a linebacker, dropped back into coverage, and he's got some length. And boy, he was up there. It was a nice pass. I don't think the quarterback saw him.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was right there and caught the ball. It looked like he caught a ball or two before.
So the Indians will get a turnover here on defense, and I know Coach Molina's happy about that. Again, we talk about how aggressive and how great this Highlands offense is. The defense is just going to have to be that much better, and on that play they were. The Indians have the football, and they have it at their own 28-yard line. Salcedo steps up into the pocket, rolls left, looking, has a receiver open, and that pass is picked off. The Highlands Owls will pick that off as Jacob Salcedo scrambled just a bit and was short on that pass, and the Owls there to pick it off.
Jacob Salcedo thought he had a little bit of a gap there, and looked like he...
Interception, way gone.
So no, the officials are saying that he did not have control of the football.
Officials will confirm.
But they are confirming that, Coach.
Again, as we saw last night, these officials and the head referee has got to do a job of checking with this team to make sure that they saw what they saw. They're making a good call. High school officials, of course, don't have the benefit of going to the sideline and reviewing a play on a camera, and so again, they've got to make sure that they're in agreement on the call, and the person that's going to make the call is sure about it. These, this is an example. This play could go either way.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call from our perspective. I mean, we're in the stands, we're back here, and from here it looked like it. But again, we don't know if it was trapped between the ground and his arms. Incomplete pass.
Jay Birchfield, the referee, comes over to the visitor side
Don't
of Memorial
give his email address, Coach.
No, well, of course not. He's doing a great job. I'm sure. I mean, he's doing a great job in making sure that he's, got the right calls. And if you're watching the game, you'll agree with half of them and disagree with the other half. But these officials have a tough job. He did very respectfully confer with his entire team before he made that call. 2nd
down and 10. The Indians will get it to Saxon Langenberg. He has to drag an owl with him, and he'll drag him for about 6 yards. And the Indians move the football, creating a short 3rd down situation here.
We've seen Saxon Langenberg break a tackle here and there, and the Highlands Owls defender holding on to his jersey for dear life stopped him just short of the 1st down.
4 wide receiver set this time. Handoff goes to Molina, and he gets hit right away by Jordan Ramirez.
There for the stop.
Good defensive effort there, Coach, by the Owls, sniffing out that play. Zion had really nowhere to go.
So the Harlandale Indians will send their punt team out onto the field. Turn the ball over on downs. Fortunate not to have given the ball up with an interception. And Jacob Saucedo will have an opportunity to punt and maybe flip about 35 yards of football field here.
Well, he had a nice punt right before. Willie Gaskin was covered well. Nice high punt. But it will be short. Takes an Indian bounce, and he does flip the field, Coach. Ball will be inside the 25-yard line where Highlands will take over. And again, it's just one of those things where you just got to brace yourself when the Highland Owls offense comes out on the field.
Just feel like I'm watching a heavyweight fight, and the two fighters have come out, and they're just kind of sizing each other up a little bit, and no one's really thrown a big blow yet. But with these two offenses, it won't be long before we see a big hook shot.
51 yards on that punt, credited for Saucedo. But yeah, Highlands was getting ready, Coach. Highlands was moving the football, but that Nico Rodriguez interception kind of deflated that balloon for just a moment.
One thing that we didn't mention on Nico Rodriguez's interception is when the Harlandale Indian front four got a lot of good pressure. So Joseph Clay throwing the ball under pressure, a little bit harder to connect when that happens.
Ball's inside the 25 at the Owl 24. Out of the backfield, I believe that's Gaskin. I'll double check that here in just a moment.
Gaskin is listed as the backup quarterback. So we're going to say he's in there in a backup role. Very likely the offensive scheme for him is very much like snapping to a wildcat back.
A gain of, they'll give him 2 yards on that one. So the ball now at the Highlands 26-yard line. Right side this time for the Owls. A little bit of traffic, and they don't let him get in the lane. Another Gaskin direct snap.
Julio Martinez in the backfield there and making the tackle, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Highlands Owls.
We've said Julio Martinez's name at least 4 times already tonight.
Julio Martinez, Nico Rodriguez, Aiden Sosa, Jackson Garcia.
Big 3rd down here for the Owls. 3rd and 8 from their own 26. The officials will come out on the field, and a timeout will be called. Highlands will take the timeout. That's their first one of the game. You are watching high school football, and it's brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
When you belong to a place as much as it belongs to you, you call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
Action here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We still have no score, but just hang on tight, and I'm sure there'll be some scoring happening here. Big third down for the Owls. Looking right, now passing left. The defense all over that one. Nico Rodriguez.
Boy, let's say it in sync there. The Owls were actually lucky that Nico did not jump into the passing lane. He read that one all the way, and he was back there he was there at about the time that the pass got there.
So Nico Rodriguez looks like he's been doing some homework on his week off.
Watching huddle.
So fourth down now. So Palomino back to receive the kick over at the Harlandale 45-yard line. It's a short one. Perhaps one of the Indian Paws may have gotten on it, but the Indians will have pretty decent field position, Coach. They'll get the ball just inside the 45 at their own 44.
You can't complain about starting possession that close to midfield. I believe this is the best field position that the Indians have had. It's certainly the best field position that they've started with. And I think to this point, the Indians have moved the chains once. They've got one first down, but really have not been able to sustain a drive. We're under 2 minutes in the first quarter. The Indians back out on the field. And Emmanuel Lopez is watching tonight. He's watching from Frisco, Texas. Go Indians, he says.
Out of the shotgun is Salcedo. A little bit of movement, no flag. Salcedo's looking left. Now he goes right, and he gets picked off. But there's a flag on the play. The interception should have stand was Ethan Famat. But I did see some left side of the defense move. That's what it could possibly be.
He did call movement. We didn't see a flag until later. And, you know, if it was the offense that had moved, they'd have probably blown the whistle dead. It's offsides. Mr. Birchfield telling us against the defensive Owls. So, against the Highlands Owls. So the Jacob Salcedo, the Harlandale Indians have dodged a couple of bullets here early.
Two big ones. So the Indians, instead of losing possession of the ball, they'll get a 5-yard walk-off here. Both teams using that bye week very wisely.
The 5-yard penalty will move it up just this side, the Harlandale side of the 50-yard line. Will replay first down, 1st and 5.
We're still in the first quarter, just under a minute to go, or approaching a minute, excuse me. Molina will break it up the middle, inside Highland Owl territory, down to the 35-yard line.
I love his patience as he waited for the play to develop. He let his offensive line do what they needed to do. As soon as the gap opened up, he went into the second gear, and a big gain. The Indians are in Highlands territory for the first time tonight.
16-yard gain for Zion Molina. He'll get the call again. This time he goes right across the 30, down inside the 25. They're relying on Zion Molina to pick up them first downs and move the Indians closer to their...
Joseph Esparza with a big block on the play. First down, Indians.
Back-to-back first downs. The Indians stick with Molina, but whistles will blow.
Movement, I think, Bobby, on the right side. I believe that Rene Casillas jumped right before the snap. It's false start against the Indians. So,
well, it's a fast-paced moving offense here for the Indians, you know, that's something that takes a lot of discipline on the offense.
You'll see the Harlandale offense do that a lot. If they feel like they've got the defense on the ropes, that the tempo really moves up.
4 wide receivers set. Here comes the blitz. It's a screen. Molina will catch it, and he gets just across the 30. And what a great tackle there by number 2, Jose Arriaga. So that's going to bring up a second down, and the clock will continue to wind down. Let's see if the Indians will take this in or want to get another play before the first quarter ends. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and that's it. That's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. It's no score here from Harlandale Memorial Stadium. You're watching high school football, and it's presented by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
It started in 2019 with Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. It was inspired by my sister, my late sister, Patricia Galaxy Mora. She had passed away. Before she had passed away, we had conversations about starting my own organization. Right now, our actual motivation is to get these kids to the next level as far as getting ready for middle school and high school football. Our plan for Texas Revolution is not only teaching them the fundamentals of football and cheer, but it's also teaching them how to be great young men and women, providing for the city south side and also raising them right. No pass, no play. Being here and being very respectful to their coaches, to their moms, their dads, their guardians. And that's what we strive for, is to raising the next generation of athletes, but also great men and women too as well. Look us up on Facebook too as well for any questions or any concerns that you may have as well.
We welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where we are set to start the second quarter of play here. The Indians have the football, and they are on the warpath inside the 30. Salcedo with the option. He'll keep it himself, maybe get 2 yards on that play, so brings up a third down, Coach.
The Highlands Owls defense really crowding the line of scrimmage there and daring the Indians to throw. They had 8 men on the line of scrimmage, so it'll be tough to run the option against that kind of a front. Jacob Salcedo had some success with that play against the Brackenridge Eagles, faking the pitch and turning it upfield. This time the Owls had every gap covered.
Third down for the Indians. Salcedo rolls out of the pocket, winds up, throws deep, pass into triple coverage. It's incomplete. Was that Saxon Langenberg he was looking for?
Saxon Langenberg drew a lot of attention on that play. As you said, triple coverage. He had 3 defenders around him, and another route, Pedro Valenzuela running his route very near to Saxon Langenberg. I'm not sure that's the way it was designed, but he brought a lot of defense with him, and the pass was knocked away. The pass was knocked away by the Highlands Owls.
4th down, the Indians think they're going to go for it. Salcedo looks right. Now he's going to roll left. Sets up, lobs it in the air, one-on-one, and there's a flag. The defender did not turn around. There was contact there. So that's an easy call for the official, Coach.
That's an easy call. The pass was underthrown, and Zion Molina trying to make his way back to the pass. The defender denying him the route and pleading his case. Xavier Cervantes is, but a lot of contact, and you can't disrupt the route like that in high school football with the ball in the air. The pass interference is going to be a 15-yard penalty from here. It'll be half the distance to the goal line, but it comes with an automatic first down.
A whole new set of plays here for the Indians. And the Indians will get, well, let's see, around, let's mark it off, 5, 10, 15, around the 15-yard line or so. So we are now at the 7th play of this drive here. a whole new set of downs. Indians already dodged a couple of big bullets there on 2 what could have been interceptions. Indians keep it on the ground and no one nearby as Zion Molina runs up the middle and into the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown run.
And there you've got the replay. The Indians have found some gold in the middle of the Highlands Owls defense. Zion Molina, a couple of big gains already, and that one will count for 6.
Indians draw first blood in this matchup. Talk about this being a heavyweight bout tonight between 2 of the top 3 teams in this district.
Boy, bookmark that interference call. That had the Indians at 4th and 12.
The kick is up, and no, they decided not to. The 2-point conversion, he hits the pylon. Did he get it? He hit the pylon.
There is a flag on the play.
It's going to be offsides, I think, Coach.
Okay. Jacob Saucedo pleading the case too, as he did come inside and knock the pylon out. You would think that that was a touchdown, but of course we don't have the benefit of a review. If he stepped out of bounds before that ball crossed the goal line, it was not going to be good. Jacob pulled the ball off the tee when it's offsides against the Owls, so we're going to get another opportunity at this extra point. The Indians will, but Coach Albert Torres is wanting to know why that wasn't worth 2 points, and he's getting told that his appeal is not going to be listened to.
I think he was successful last game in an appeal.
You know that on that play again, Jacob Saucedo saw that pressure. The pressure came from the right side, and if he had left that ball on the tee, if Jacob, and if Nico Rodriguez had tried to kick that ball off the tee, it would have certainly been blocked. There was just not a chance for that ball to leave the tee.
I agree.
Very wisely, he pulled it, and again, the call here is. The call here is, was it 2 points or not? The officials just are not going to give that, not going to allow that call. Again, you're watching on YouTube. You can hit that replay button there and see what you think about it. We've got timeout. The officials can't, though. The call is no touchdown, and but with an offsides against the Owls, the Indians will get another opportunity. Timeout, Harlandale.
You're watching high school football, and it's brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. We welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium on a nice, cool, breezy night, a fall evening here. Coach Robert Villafranca, Isabella Tellez, Cesar Mendez, Joey Mejia, I'm Bobby Mendez. Indians got into the end zone for a touchdown, that extra point. There was a flag on the play, so we're retrying it here from inside the 2-yard line. And Jacob Salcedo will get into the end zone on that option. He kept it himself, Coach. And they get the easy 2-point conversion.
So, Bobby, bookmark this. A couple of big mistakes by the Highlands Owls. It was an interference on a 4th and 12 that gave the Indians the opportunity to continue that drive, and they scored after the penalty. And then the Owls denied the 2-point conversion, but they were offsides. They give the Indians a second opportunity. So a couple of big mistakes by the Highlands Owls defense it adds up to 8 points for Harlandale Indians.
Indians certainly capitalizing on their opportunities here. And, that's what these teams are going to have to do. They're so good defensively. They're so good offensively. It's just going to be, those mistakes are going to be heightened just a little bit more tonight.
Every mistake, as you say, is going to just, you're just going to feel it a little bit more than you would against maybe another team. These two teams are so evenly matched that as much as we hear it so much, it could come down to the team that makes the fewer mistakes.
You look at our broadcast coaches, we are a lot of Harlandale Indians on the staff, except for the camera guy. He's a Highlands Owl.
Cesar Mendez, a proud Highland Owl. Maybe we'll get a hoot tonight.
Here's the kick. And it will be fielded just past the 15-yard line over to the left side. And, oh, boy, he rumbles through up to the 40-yard line. What a great return there for the Highlands Owls.
Talk about north and south running for the return man for the Owls. He caught the ball at the numbers, and he went straight up the numbers. No juke left, no juke right up the field, all the way to the 40-yard line. And as we said with the Indians earlier, you can't complain about starting a possession at your own 40-yard line.
There you go, Coach. You wanted that information.
And David Garza reporting from the volleyball court. The Harlandale Indians victorious tonight in a big game against the South San Bobcats.
Highlands, fake on the play action. Pass to the left side. That's going to be a first down for the Owls. Move the chains.
I think we can count on David Garza and his trustworthiness. That's his daughter's a libero on the Harlandale volleyball team, and he's telling us that the volleyball girls sweep South San. Last time they played, it was a 5-set victory for the Indians. This time, they win in 3.
11-yard play for the Owls. Here comes another completion left side at the 39-yard line. Still on his feet, enough to carry a few Indian defenders for a first down.
Bob, do you get the sense that the Highlands Owls are shaking off a little tentativeness maybe that they started the game with? Much more aggressive from the kickoff, and 2 straight 10-plus yards, maybe 3 straight 10-plus yard offensive plays for the Owls.
Yeah, they've looked like the Indians have woke a sleeping giant here as the Owls will go and pass. Here come the Indians on the rush, rolling to the right side. A jump pass. Pass is incomplete. Is it intercepted?
There's been no call. It is intercepted.
It's an interception. Who's that? Is that Jackson? Jackson Garcia's coming away with it.
Boy, yeah. the ball was tipped. The ball was tipped.
Yeah, so Clay rolled over the right side. He had to jump over a defender to get the ball down. He was anticipating it or getting it to another receiver, and then the ball was up in the air, and then Jackson comes up with it. The Indians with 2 interceptions tonight. Jackson Garcia making a big play for the Indians defensively. Second that we've seen on RC Audio for Jackson Garcia. So the whistles.
That's going to indicate some offensive movement. It was a long snap count, and I think the offensive line got a little impatient and moved. The penalty. What? Hold on. Let me take that back. You also get a whistle if the defense encroaches and makes contact. So that was the case. A little tough angle for us from up here at on top of what is usually the visitor side bleachers. A tough angle, but that's a 5-yard penalty against the Owls.
So the Indians will have the football on a short 1st and 5. They hand it off to Zion going to the right side. Crowd is going crazy to our left side.
I think we might be in the presence of the Linsa tribe, Bobby, up here with the student section. They're fired up. I think many of them just got here from the volleyball game where the Harlandale Indians volleyball team remains undefeated in 28 5A play. They improved to 9-0 with a 3-set sweep over the South San Bobcats.
2-yard run for Zion Molina. Out of the shotgun now. Jacob gets rid of the football on a screen play. A flag there as Zion crosses the first down marker.
Zion Molina left, Zion Molina right, Zion Molina in the pass game. So the offense is really centered around Zion Molina tonight. It's holding. Mr. Birchfield tells us this time it goes against the Owls, so that'll nullify a big screen pass and gain by Zion Molina. That one's going to go back 10 yards, so that's going to count as a negative play to the Indians. They had 1st and 10, and now they're going to have 2nd and about 13.
Coach, and to go back to your point of these mistakes in this ball game, notice where the Indians are in their field position. Going back 10 yards from that point really puts their backs against the wall, as Highlands' offense is really finding some rhythm, but it's just the superior play of the Harlandale Indian defense that has kept them from getting into the end zone.
The penalty takes it back to the 10-yard line, and you're right. It's a little demoralizing to move out of your own red zone, out past the 20-yard line, then get a penalty and get called back. So this is a big penalty for the Indians. 2nd and 13 instead of 1st and 10.
Yeah, let's see how the Indians respond right here. They have a 4 wide receiver set. They send Esparza in motion. Esparza gets the handoff right side, finds room across the 20, and picks up a good chunk of yards there to the 22-yard line, or maybe the 21.
Joseph Esparza on a jet sweep, a three-man front for the defense. A little bit easier to find some gaps in that. The Owls expecting a pass with a 3-man front, 8-man covers, and back in that same front again.
10-yard pickup there for Joseph Esparza. Now a manageable 3rd down here, 3rd and 3 for the Indians. We're here in the 2nd quarter still. The Indians have the early lead, 8-0. This drive started because of a Jackson Garcia turnover. Pass incomplete. Pass intended for Rene Renteria. He was coming up across the middle. And now the Indians are forced to bring their punting unit out here on the 21st yard line.
A very well-run route. Renteria had the defender on his back, but he came across, and he swatted the pass, and now the Indians will have to punt from their own 20-yard line.
Dangerous return man, Willie Gaskin.
And
the
Owls have been coming after the punt as well. Oh, a bad snap.
So after that bad snap, a nice high punt. Another great Harlandale roll. The last punt went 51 yards. And Salcedo punts it pretty good there to put the Highlands Owls back at their own 45. But still, like we said, Coach, anytime that Highlands Owls offense comes back onto the field, you got to brace yourself.
Full of athletes, and Jacob Salcedo, we've seen him recover from a couple of bad snaps this year already. I remember a big play against Sam Houston, 4th and about 14, and he got a bad snap, and he just took it around, made a 1st down, and made a difference in the outcome of the game. This time, again, he's standing at his own 10-yard line, and he gets a grounder. He's got to field that thing and fix it and punt it, and gets it across the 50-yard line.
Indians on defense. Clay, nowhere to go, switching up sides, and he's brought down. Great defensive coverage there.
So the defender for the Indians, Isaiah Flores, able to get him back, and Joseph Clay, he can reverse field, and if you're not containing him, boy, he's going to go a long way. The Indians had some penetration. They were back behind the line of scrimmage, and Isaiah Flores able to grab Clay's jersey and just swing him around to the ground.
Isaiah Flores with a great tackle. You said it, Coach. Great containment there. 2nd and long here for the Owls. Indians making some adjustment on defense. Blitz coming from the ends. The pass is completed to Amian Clay. But Clay will get maybe 3 or 4 yards on that play. Will bring up a 3rd down for the Highlands Owls.
Once again, big Harlandale pressure, and Joseph Clay had to check down. He was looking at a vertical route on the sideline, and with the pressure, he wasn't going to be able to connect on that. And he checked down to a shorter pass, and that'll set up a 3rd and long for the Owls.
And if you're Harlandale, Coach, that's a pass you can give up. Right there, short little pass, just not a big play. Short snap, low snap, I should say. Clay steps up into the pocket and into the arms of who else? Number 56, big Aiden Sosa. And you hear the cheers for Sosa over here.
Student section fired up here. I'm pretty sure they got here from that volleyball game. So I'm sure that was an exciting environment over there. So they're pumped.
Yeah, and talk about that volleyball team. They're having a special season so far, undefeated, sitting on the top in their district for volleyball.
And as the Indians are, 4-0 for the football team here, and 8-0 for the volleyball team, 9-0.
Let's see if the Indians can keep that theme alive. As the punt was being close to being blocked, here comes Palomino, and he'll get knocked down as he picked up the football. But the Indians will have the football, and defense has come up pretty big when they've needed to, Coach. That was a big Aiden Sosa sack. You know that Joseph Clay was running up there, and he's like, oh, no.
And you make a point about field position, and here the Indians punted from inside their 20-yard line, an exchange of downs at 3 and out, and they take up this possession about 12 yards further up than where they gave it up. So the special teams plays a big part, and field position plays a big part in an outcome of a football game.
So the Indians will get the football. Pass. Saxon, Langenberg, up to near 35, maybe the 34. So a couple of yards on that play, nothing big. But the Indians just trying to stay consistent on offense.
You think Saxon Langenberg was a big part of the Highlands Owls scouting report? Boy, he draws a lot of attention. And the Indians, wisely get him some touches, and that could be setting up another play down the line.
Here comes Salcedo out of the shotgun. Has time. Still has time. Fires to the opposite side of the field. The pass incomplete. Was that Langenberg again that he was looking for?
Langenberg on a flag route. He's upfield, and he turns out towards the sideline from the pocket. Jacob Salcedo gets it in a position where Jackson Langenberg may have come up with the ball, but that's a tough ask. But how about the pass protection by the Harlandale Indian offensive line? Jacob with all kinds of time.
And that pass looked fantastic, and that's because Jacob did not have to worry about a pass rush. He was able to set his feet and get that ball thrown. Five wide receivers, and here comes Salcedo. Gets away from one defender. Another defender goes out of bounds. I think he was enough to pick up a first down. Is there a late flag?
It looks like a flag. Jacob Salcedo was hit after he went out of bounds, and there's very little tolerance for that in high school football. So that flag went up, and you've just got to guess that that's going to be a late hit. The officials converging again and making sure that everybody that was in a spot to make that call agrees with that.
So Jacob was running, and he did a good job of getting away from two defenders. Before he was hit, he was able to have the presence of mind to get that first down first. So had that late hit not have happened, they still would have gotten a first down, but the late hit is just going to give the Indians an extra 15 yards.
An extra 15 yards is going to put the ball in the vicinity of the Highlands Owls 40-yard line. And, Jacob Salcedo can really run. He's lanky, and he can, if you're aiming for his legs, he can make you miss.
With that high step. Two receivers split to each side. Indians in good field position. Zion gets the call. Molina will get hit inside the 35-yard line. But nice little change up for the Indians, right? To change it up and get it back to Zion.
The Cowboys offense have had some success running right up the middle, and the Highlands Owls staying in a three-man front. And so the Indians taking advantage of the gaps that they see.
Second down. Zion, reverse. Here comes Palomino across the 35, near the 30. First down, move the chains on the reverse for the Indians.
So that's another bye-week play. You get a little time to work on some of these things. Jacob Salcedo watches the reverse, and then he leads the play. I'm not sure if Coach Torres wants him making blocks on that, but Jacob Salcedo giving himself up, and they're on a block.
And that was actually Saxon Langenberg
that came back and got the
yes, and I saw the wrong number on the reverse. Indians on the ground. Molina across the 25, the 20, and he darts right out of the backfield. Another first down. Move the chains again for the Indians.
The Harlandale Indians have relied pretty heavily on their passing game to this point, and this is the best that I've seen the run game so far this year. Zion Molina and the offensive line really hitting on all cylinders. We've got a timeout on the field. I think the Highlands Owls have called it. It's a 2nd and 3.
That was a 14-yard pickup for the Harlandale Indians and Zion Molina. We'll take a break. You are watching high school football, and it's brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
The On-Par Golf Academy at Mission Del Lago was designed and developed to offer not only the highest quality golf instruction in San Antonio, but so much more. With its experienced staff and its TrackMan indoor and outdoor training facility, On-Par Golf has the capability to meet all your golf improvement needs. From its junior golf programming to its entertainment and hosting services, OPG has got you covered. So if you're ready to take your golf game to the next level, come see us at On-Par Golf.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. We are in the second quarter. 3 minutes, 52 seconds left in this second quarter. We thank you for joining us. The Indians on the move. Zion Molina up the middle. He gets hit and inside the 9-yard line. The Indians doing a fantastic job of keeping the ball on the ground and moving the football.
Looking like a pinball there. Zion Molina is a big 7-yard gain on the play and bring up a 2nd and 3 inside the 10-yard line.
Pass, right side, Langenberg, 360. After the hit, down to the 7-yard line.
What a catch by Zaxon Langenberg. The pass out there in front of him just a little bit. He's able to reach out there with one hand. And
it was almost
make
as if he wasn't expecting that pass.
He makes a snag and gets some positive yardage out of that. Again, a little conference on the play as the ball has not been moved back. They might be a measurement here. They haven't moved the ball back to the hash marks. But we've got Eustacio Tovar also watching on the RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. And if he's watching still, he sees that the chains are moving. First down for the Indians inside the Owls 10-yard line. So Eustacio Tovar, thank you for watching.
First and goal now for the Indians on the 6-yard line. Option, Molina will pick it up from there. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage. But boy, did Jacob Salcedo get rid of the football just in time, because that would have been a loss on that play.
Yeah, the pitch option, the Highlands Owls, I'm sure they've watched film for a couple of weeks, and they saw that they saw how effective that play was against the Brackenridge Eagles. So they've stopped that every time that the Indians have called that here tonight. A negative play here will bring the ball back to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal. A timeout. Mr. Birchfield tells us that's on me. He says, "Let's talk about this."
That's interesting. What do you think they could be contemplating?
Well, they're bringing the trainers onto the field, and maybe one of the officials.
Maybe the officials.
Yeah. Maybe one of the officials needs some attention.
Maybe he's got a cramp. Maybe a shot of pickle juice.
We hope it's nothing more serious than that. If an official goes down, Joey Mejia asking me off the mic here, what's the protocol if an official goes down? Well, they're just going to have to. There are no backup officials here on site, so the officiating team would just have to go -1 official and make up for that.
It looks like they've got a tough crew here because the official doesn't look like he's going to be coming off the field. He's going to fight through whatever it might be.
You know, yesterday we had the Burbank McCullum game at SAISD Sports Complex, and they announced several times over the PA system about how the Officials Association is looking for more officials, young officials. They're just not never enough officials to go around, and you know, we only enjoy high school sports because we have officials. So if you're interested in something like that, TASO.
All right, here we go, the Indians. From the Owl 6, Zion, he'll get swallowed up by that Howl. Again, I did it. The Highlands Owls defense.
You're trying to save characters on your tweet there. The Highlands Owls defense, and just to finish that point, TASO, Texas Association of School Officials, I think that's their Facebook page as well. So if you're interested in doing something like that, that's where you'd go for information. We've got a Highlands Owl over there that went down, wasn't able to make the sideline, and he goes down right inside the sideline. And so that's going to be an injury timeout. The officials are calling it. We've got a timeout on the field.
All right, we'll take it with them. Again, you are watching RC Audio Sports football coverage. It's brought to you by Texas Revolution, Youth Football and Cheer.
Life has prepared me for this. The reason I'm a trial attorney is because I truly believe that's what I was meant to do. We do what we do because we've been given the God-given ability to do it. We have the ability to stand in front of a jury and help people out. I have my reasons.
And that was a quick break. We'll welcome you back here as the Indians are trying to finish off this drive. Here comes Salcedo. Sets his feet, throws, pass is...
He runs it.
Oh, he ran it.
He kept it, yeah. He took it upfield, tuck and run.
And ran it, and I didn't even catch it.
Well, watch it on the replay just in case you missed it.
Jacob Salcedo, Houdini himself. Pump, fake, ran up the middle, got himself into the end zone.
Untouched.
He saw it, took advantage. The Linsa tribe to our left. Salcedo the holder. Nico Rodriguez the try for the extra point. The kick is up, and it's right through the uprights. The Indians will have the lead as they will go into break here, 15-0 over the Highlands Owls. We still have got a minute and 36 seconds left. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports.
Life has prepared me for this. The reason I'm a trial attorney is because I truly believe that's what I was meant to do. We do what we do because we've been given the God-given ability to do it. We have the ability to stand in front of a jury and help people out. I have my reasons. Upbringing, things that have happened in life, things that have either turned you into a fighter or make you hate unjust causes. Those are the reasons that I'm a trial attorney.
And we welcome you back. After that Jacob Salcedo touchdown, I was glad to find out that I was not the only one that was faked out on that pump fake. Salcedo with his pump fake and then into the end zone, taking it himself, giving the Indians a 15-0 lead after the Nico Rodriguez extra point.
Well, there were a few Highlands Owls that were fooled by that as well. He pump faked and saw the opening to the end zone and just basically walked it in.
Short kick. Fielded inside the 25. Here come the Owls. Kennedy Jackson gets it up to the 39-yard line where the Owls will take over and have just under a minute and a half to go. Remember, the Indians kicked off to start this game, so the Indians will get the football to start the second half. How important is that, Coach?
Well, very important with the 2-touchdown lead here. If they can hold the Highlands Owls and keep them out of the end zone, they'll have an opportunity. If they can keep the Owls out of the end zone, they'll have an opportunity to go up by 3 scores on their first possession in the second half. But there's a capital I, capital F.
Something tells me that these Highlands Owls are going to be attacking and going in the high in the air. What a great defensive play. Was it picked up? It was definitely batted down or batted high up in the air. Isaiah Flores had an opportunity
He had
there.
a bead, you know, he had a bead on it, but he just couldn't get to it. And that ball was batted down at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was Ignacio Ceja who got into the backfield and batted the pass down. Ignacio getting his first start of the season.
We talked about him on a couple of other plays before. Here's a reverse now, this time from the other side. And boy, oh boy, what a great stop there by the Indians. Aiden Sosa done a great job of staying home, Coach.
And Nathaniel Vasquez taking care of the cutback. So you hold contain, you hold cutback, and there's not just a whole lot of places that the running back can go.
Highlands with one timeout remaining, 54 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Joseph Clay out of the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to his left side. Here comes the Indian pressure. Up the middle, ball tipped, and the ball is caught, and that's going to go all the way into the end zone.
Pass complete to DeAnthony Johnson.
That's DeAnthony Johnson.
Off the arm of Joseph Clay.
It was
Robert Acuna who made a play on the ball, and he wasn't able to snag it. He kept it alive. He tipped it up, and DeAnthony Johnson benefits from that tip. And just like we said, Bob, it's a big if the Indians were going to be able to keep these Owls out of the end zone. They are, they're a dangerous team every time they snap the ball. And I don't think anybody had the Highlands Owls without any points in the first half on their bingo card.
Yeah, what a great effort by Acuna, but all he did was slow that ball down. No one near DeAnthony Johnson. He just patiently waited for it to land in his hands, and no one near was able to get into the end zone, and the Highlands Owls strike back. Uh-oh, and now the extra point went awry.
The snap was bad, and so they had to just pick it up and scoot, and the Harlandale Indian defense denied the 2-point conversion. And so the Indians, with a 2-point conversion and a 1-point conversion at 15 points, they've got a 9-point lead on the Owls. 9 points being 2 scores.
And just what we talked about just a couple moments ago, the Indians will have 36 seconds left to go in this half. But I think the important thing is that the Indians have built a somewhat small cushion here, but they get the football to start the second half.
I don't know how much cushion is a safe cushion against the Highland Owls, Bobby. They will contest this ball game. We've got a long way to go.
It's like a flat pillow. It has a somewhat of a cushion, but probably something you don't want to sleep on every night.
There you go. That's a good analogy. The Indians will receive this kickoff with 36 seconds left to go. They've got 2 timeouts, so maybe they can try to generate a play or 2. They've had some very good success on the ground, so they will have the option to, run a couple of plays on the ground with 2 timeouts, 36 seconds left to go. We'll see what the Highlands Owls opt to do here. Maybe a little squibber and deny the return, or are they going to send that ball deep?
Or maybe they do an onside kick, maybe just why not? Make sure you keep it right here as well for halftime, where we will feature both teams' bands for the half.
Uriel Salazar set to kick us off.
Uriel Salazar, he is one of the biggest Highlands Owls on the field, and he is the kicker. Okay, they're all set up and ready to go. Indians back to receive inside their 10. Flag on the play. No flag on the play. Salazar kicks it short. Onside. Indians were ready for it. Nico Rodriguez, the Indians were ready for it. They had their hands team out there. But, you know, why not, right?
Well, a high-risk play there. They give the ball to the Indians at the near midfield with 36 seconds left to play. 2 timeouts, you know, and which means they can still run the ball. They're not limited in their with their options. The looks like the Highlands Owls are going to come out in a little bit of a prevent, and that makes you susceptible to the running game. We've seen Zion Molina make some get some big yardage off the running game. So with this prevent.
And we know that Jacob Salcedo has an arm, so I'm pretty sure he can reach it.
Probably Coach Torres probably wanting to get a little bit closer before he takes a shot. And in a prevent defense, again, wouldn't be surprised to see a run here. It's going to be a pass.
Pass completed. Saxon, Langenberg breaks free across the 45 down to the 40. It's enough to stop the clock for just a moment at the 28-second mark.
It's the Harlandale Indians have called their timeout. They've still got one remaining. You know, that timeout, Bobby, these days the officials really key in on keeping that clock moving, and the clock does stop to move the chains, but man, it probably stops for 3 or 4 seconds, and then, you know, back in the day, the clock would stop and the chains would move, and boy, you'd get about a 15 seconds between that play. But these days, you'll see that clock gets wound a lot of times before the chains are actually set. So not much of a clock stoppage on a first down. So the Indians wisely take their first of 2 timeouts.
Salcedo this time with a 5 wide receiver set here. 2 to the top of your screen, 3 to the bottom. Salcedo's looking left, pump fakes up the field, pass completed. Langenberg gets to the 30, another first down. So again, just as you were talking about, Coach, the clock will stop for just a quick moment. Look how fast the Indians are set and ready. The chains are not. And the ball, intentional.
Clocking it.
Yes, clocking the ball. So the clock will stop now. So now they have plenty of time to bring in the play.
With 19 seconds, you can estimate maybe 2 more plays, maybe 3. So clocking would be the right thing to do here to save your timeout.
How impressive was that quick line to get set to do that play? Here come the Indians on a 5 wide receiver set once again. Salcedo stepping up into the pocket, gets away from one defender, got rid of the football, threw a pick, and that'll do it. The interception there made by DeAnthony Johnson.
Jacob Salcedo was down. He took a big shot.
Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get ready to finish off this second quarter here. You're watching high school football, and it's presented by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
We welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where there's just about 9 seconds remaining as Jacob Salcedo was taken off the field, but he seems to be walking around just fine, of course. No speculations up here, but it didn't look to be all that serious. So here comes Clay. Pass incomplete, and that will leave 4 seconds on the clock. Clay will have one more opportunity here.
No wasted plays. The Highlands Owls take possession here with 8 seconds left to go without any. Well, they've got a timeout left. But they're going to take their shots here. No, we're not. You're not going to see the Owls or the Indians waste a play.
Well, they went on that gutsy call, Coach, to do that onside kick. They put the Indians, that call resulted in a pretty favorable position for the Indians, but their defense for the Owls really stepped up to prevent anything from happening. Here comes Joseph Clay firing down the middle of the field. The pass is caught. The horn will sound, and the ball is loose. The Indians picked it up. The whistle. This is still a live play. The Indians still on their feet. That's number 21.
24, Jacob
24.
Fonseca. Scoop and score was his intention, the last play of the game. Nothing else that he could do there. And he brought it back to about the 35-yard line. But that'll be the last play of the first half.
24 minutes on the clock, 15-6 here in the break for halftime. Again, keep it right here for your halftime. We will have, first up, the Highlands Owls band coming up. We'll have some footage for you for that. And then, of course, we'll have the Harlandale Indian Marching Band. You're watching our CIO sports coverage of high school football, and it's presented by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
Doing hair is an art, and I take great pride in it. I love my job. I opened my original hair salon on this side of town 26 years ago, and I still have some of the same clients. My location at Brooks is a dream come true. This is the right time and the right place to start a business at Brooks. The South Side is growing so much.
What makes Brooks so attractive to business owners is the environment. Employees can live, work, learn, and play all in one area. The South San Antonio Chamber of Commerce is a cheerleader for businesses in and around Brooks, and we have a lot to be excited about. We're beginning to erase the economic gap between North and South San Antonio while still retaining our unique culture. Brooks is bringing economic prosperity to our side of town, and it's happening so quickly that the data is still catching up. Entrepreneurship is booming on the South Side. There's no limit to what can happen here.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start with your local independent mortgage broker. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's cheaper, faster, and easier is to talk to us first. Find your perfect mortgage match. Call us today.
Finding the right home is hard. Now finding the right realtor, that's the easy part. Vanessa G. Medina with Proper Realty will work hard to help you find the right home for you and your family. Contact Vanessa today and let Proper Realty help you find your dream home.
We're at halftime at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. It's the Highlands Owls dance team on the field. We're going to sit back and enjoy it with you. As the Highlands Owls band take the field, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back to enjoy their performance as well.
The On-Par Golf Academy at Mission Del Lago was designed and developed to offer not only the highest quality golf instruction in San Antonio, but so much more. With its experienced staff and its TrackMan indoor and outdoor training facility, On-Par Golf has the capability to meet all your golf improvement needs. From its junior golf programming to its entertainment and hosting services, OPG has got you covered. So if you're ready to take your golf game to the next level, come see us at On-Par Golf.
And we're back at Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where the Highlands Owls have taken this short trip to Harlandale Memorial Stadium to play the Harlandale Indians. We're at halftime. The Indians leading the Owls by a score of 15-6. Halftime means a couple of great shows, and we are going to enjoy them with you. there you have the mighty Highlands Owls band performing at halftime here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The football teams are at break. The Indians ahead here at half, 15-6, as we await the Harlandale High School Golden Dancers performance. We're going to take a real short break, but we're going to come back in time for everyone to enjoy the Golden Dancers.
It started in 2019 with Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. It was inspired by my late sister, Patricia Galaxy Mora. She had passed away. Before she had passed away, we had conversations about starting my own organization. Right now, our actual motivation is to get these kids to the next level as far as getting ready for middle school and high school football. Our plan for Texas Revolution is not only teaching them the fundamentals of football and cheer, but it's also teaching them how to be great young men and women, providing for the city south side and also raising them right. No pass, no play. Being here and being very respectful to their coaches, to their moms, their dads, their guardians. And that's what we strive for, is to raising the next generation of athletes, but also great men and women too as well. Look us up on Facebook too as well for any questions or any concerns that you may have as well.
We're back at Harlandale Memorial Stadium for the halftime performances of the Highlands Owls dance team and the Harlandale Indians dance team set to take the field, and then of course the bands. Halftime here, the football teams are in the dressing rooms. The Indians leading here 15-6, and they'll take the opening kickoff in the second half as the Harlandale High School Golden Dancers prepare to take the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight for your halftime entertainment, Harlandale High School proudly presents the three-time winning grand champion varsity and JV Golden Dancers under the direction of Ms. Amy Ramirez, led on the field by $1 million band from India. Dancer of the Week, Renee Delgado, JV co-captain, Mercedes Morales, Social Officer Vice President, Lauren Quintanilla, Social Officer President, Serenity Elizondo. Major, Madison Riojas. Lieutenant Colonel, Bethany Garza. And your 2022-2023 Colonel, Mariah Gonzalez. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the glitz and glamour performance by your Harlandale Golden Dancers.
school with a $500,000 band. When they combine, they're the $1 million band from Indian Land. Great to have, great to see the participation that we're seeing in our middle schools. An opportunity for them to line up right alongside.
Now, what about, they've been the $1 million band for quite some time, right? From Indian Land. But we've had some massive inflation lately. When do we turn into the $1 billion band? Just food for thought.
The $1 million band from Indian Land actually
Ladies and
going to
gentlemen,
perform
today is
their
a special day. We're the $1 million band from Indian Land.
performance
That is
immediately
the 8th
following
grader
the
band student from Harlandale Middle
our
School.
football game.
So we're going to have some entertainment as we're breaking down.
We're going to combine the band performance for your entertainment. The Harlandale High School band and the middle school is performing the Chop and Fight Song. Ladies and gentlemen, please give another round of applause for the $1 million band from Indian Land and their feeder schools, Harlandale and Leal Middle School.
And there you have the $1 million band from Indian Land and the feeder schools performing here at halftime. We're going to take a short break, and we're coming back for the third quarter, where the Harlandale Indians are leading the Highlands Owls by a score of 15-6. We'll be right back.
To a place as much as it belongs to you. You call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here, and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. And Coach, what a fantastic night it is tonight here in this early October on a Friday night underneath the lights with the Harlandale Indians, undefeated so far in district play, going up against a Highland Owls team that is 3-1, looking to jump on top of the Harlandale Indians. Right now they are trailing 15-6 after a very interesting chess-like first half we've had.
Yeah, Bobby, I look at the scoreboard and it's 15-6 combined. They've scored 21 points, and I'm not sure that anyone anticipating this ball game expected such a low-scoring game. We'll see if we have to adjust that in the second half, but it's really been about the defense tonight.
Indeed, it has been. Bunch of turnovers and a short kick here. That's a live ball. The Indians look like they'll jump on top of it, and we'll have it to start the second half at their own 35-yard line. And
Nico Rodriguez again, a heads-up play on the receiving team.
The Indians have had a couple of touchdowns. One of them a 7-play drive and an 8-play drive. First touchdown was Zion Molina on a 2-yard run. Then Salcedo took it in on a 6-yard rush. Those are the two scores for the Indians. And then the Highland Owls, they've had a score late in the second quarter with 36 seconds left to go. It was a 60-yard pass to Anthony Johnson, and the extra point attempt was no good. So that's where we're at, bringing you up to date here to start this third quarter.
Jay Birchfield, the referee for this officiating team, signaling to the fans here that that was offsides on the kicking team. So the Harlandale Indians have the option to have the Owls re-kick or to assess a 5-yard penalty at the end of the play. Looks like Coach Torres and the Indians are going to. Looks like Coach Torres and the Indians are going to opt for 5 yards at the end of the play, as it was a very short kick. And the Harlandale Indians offense on the field already ready to start from their own 40-yard line. 15-6 is the score. We're in the third quarter. Two of the top three teams in 14-5 AD2 battling it out.
They start off with trips to the right side, one receiver to the far left. Zion Molina in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Cross the 40, up to the 45, and the Indians will start leaning forward and get very good field position near midfield.
Justin Menchaca on a GT pull, leading the way for Zion Molina, opening a nice block. You've got to be happy with a 7-yard gain on first down.
Another 4 wide receiver set for the Indians. Second and short, fakes the handoff. Salcedo keeping it. No one sees him. It's tripped up at the 35, the 30. Oh boy, if you had any worries about how Salcedo was in that late hit, this one I'll tell you, he's doing A-okay.
He's doing fine. Right before halftime, we saw him slow up off the field, and the training staff tending to him, but no worries there. Big gain as he fakes the handoff to Zion Molina and keeps it, goes around the right side.
24-yard pickup for Salcedo and the Indians. This time he lets Zion handle it. Zion up the middle, inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Another first down for the Indians.
The Harlandale Indians in the red zone now. The Owls defense opting to stay in that 3-man front, and the Indians attacking with their run game.
88 yards in the evening up until that run right there for Zion. We're going to have to do some more math real quickly. Make that 99 yards already on the carry, or not on the carry, but on his 13th carry.
Cumulative, there you go. So this time, Jacob Salcedo hands the ball off, and Zion Molina around the left side, a nice gain. It was good enough for a first down, so it's first and goal for the Indians at the Owls 7.
One of the things that the Indians are doing is using their time wisely. As I'll explain after the play, Zion gets the handoff and gets down to the near 5-yard line. I say that, Coach, because they're coming off a halftime, and they have such a great drive here to start this third quarter. 14 carries, 101 yards for Zion already. Zion on a heavy dose here as he goes again, maybe another yard or two. Gets down to the 3.
The Harlandale Indians attacking the middle of the Highlands Owls defense. They've done that all night long. It's tightened up here inside the 10-yard line. The Harlandale Indians will snap this one from about the Owls' 2 or 3 yard line. It's 3rd down and goal.
Salcedo gives it to Zion. Zion gets 1 yard closer. Oh boy, now it's a 4th down. You know they're gonna go for it. Well, I don't know. I mean, you're up 15-6. It's a tough call here. You know,
9 points is a 2-score game. 12 points is still a 2-score game.
Indians setting up to go for it. Salcedo on the option, keeps it himself, gets into the end zone. Indians go for it on 4th down. Play goes up big for them. Salcedo finishes it off. Ten-play drive for the Indians to start the third quarter. The extra point yet to try. So far, Salcedo is the holder. Nicholas Rodriguez to try the extra point. The snap, the kick, it's up, and it is good. Nico Rodriguez will give the Indians a 22-6 lead with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this third quarter. You're watching RC Audio Sports coverage of high school football. We'll be back in just a moment.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
It was a 9-play drive. It went 60 yards. Jacob Salcedo getting into the end zone, and the Indians now lead 22-6 after the Nicholas Rodriguez extra point. Indians get a little better pillow now.
A little better pillow, still not anything to feel real comfortable with so much time left to play in the game. But let's watch this kickoff.
Short kick, bounces, fielded at the 20. Gaskins, right side, finds some room up the middle. Hurdles over a defender, and he gets brought down at the 45, where the Highlands Owls will have the football. And we know how fast the Owls can strike. We've seen them striking, but for a few plays, it was the defense doing a fantastic job of forcing turnovers. And just on that last touchdown, the last time the Owls were on the field, Indians gamble, went for it, blocked, or tipped the pass, but ended up in the receiver's hands for Johnson's touchdown. Owls from their own 35, they send Gaskin in motion as Joseph Clay out of the shotgun. Keep the ball on the ground, find some room along the right side, and the Owls will fall forward near a first down.
Great pursuit by the Harlandale Indian defense as the Owls opt to go to the short side of the field. So the Indians have the boundary in their favor there, but still an 8-yard gain on a play around the right side for the Owls.
big run play to start their series drive. Again, on the ground, this time the Indians defense prepared, but not before the Owls will pick up a couple of yards and maybe even a first down. Jay
Birchfield, the referee, signaling that it is a first down, taking a good look at it right at the 45-yard line. So move the chains for the Owls, a fresh set of downs.
The handoff, no, it's a play action. Clay, pass is completed to number 10, that is Kennedy Jackson, who's still on his feet. I thought he was going down, but somehow managed to stay up, go up along the sideline, get into Indian territory. Oh boy, and still a little bit of collisions here. And Harlandale overreacting on this one. This is not what you want to see between these teams. And boy, oh boy, it is getting rough between these two. Flags are on the play. And these two teams, Coach Castillo trying to get his team back, and Coach Torres, oh boy, you don't like to see this, Coach, and you don't like to see what's going on here. Because this gets into serious stuff here. But the good news is the brawl is over.
The coach is doing a good job of pulling their own players away from that. Lost a little bit of composure. This is a high stakes game, but
we need you to step away from the rail.
Oh yeah, things,
high stakes game, but of course you've got to keep your composure throughout it all. I think every flag and every hat that the officials had were thrown, so we've got a lot of penalties that we're going to face off. Before this altercation, there was a flag back over there at the 47-yard line, so it was a big gain. But the officials were hanging back, and that's usually an indication that the play's coming back as well. The officials were not catching up to that. But what we saw here was the ball carrier rolled on the defender, and his knee or elbow or his torso never touched the ground. So he was live, and the officials did a great job of not blowing the whistle and letting that play continue. But as it came to the sideline, things got a little bit chippy.
And Coach, you don't like to see this ever.
Absolutely do not.
Especially with the type of pride that both of these two teams have. And especially for their coaches are such great coaches. And there's so much respect in the community for each of these coaches, and you don't want to see this. And again, you talk about how the stakes are high in this game. Two of the top 3 teams in this district. But the good news is everything is settled. And you see Coach
Castillo
and Coach Torres talking about it. Right now we got a picture of the band. But you got to give a lot of credit to not only the officials, the coaches, the administrators here at Harlandale from preventing this to get any worse than what it was. I know this is something that both teams, both coaches are going to come back, and there's going to be some lessons taught on this. But there's going to be a lot of things that they're going to have to dissect in this. Let's take a quick break, Coach. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports.
It started in 2019 with Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. It was inspired by my late sister, Patricia Galaxy Mora. She had passed away. Before she had passed away, we had conversations about starting my own organization. Right now, our actual motivation is to get these kids to the next level as far as getting ready for middle school and high school football. Our plan for Texas Revolution is not only teaching them the fundamentals of football and cheer, but it's also teaching them how to be great young men and women, providing for the city south side, and also raising them right. No pass, no play. Being here and being very respectful to their coaches, to their moms, their dads, their guardians, And that's what we strive for, is to raising the next generation of athletes, but also great men and women too as well. Look us up on Facebook too as well for any questions or any concerns.
When you belong to a place as much as it belongs to you, you call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
The perfect match. It's what so many of us are looking for. When it comes to getting a mortgage, how can you find the one that's perfect for you? Start with your local independent mortgage broker. Because the only way to get a mortgage that's cheaper, faster, and easier is to talk to us first. Find your perfect mortgage match. Call us today.
Finding the right home is hard. Now finding the right realtor, that's the easy part. Vanessa G. Medina with Proper Realty will work hard to help you find the right home for you and your family. Contact Vanessa today and let Proper Realty help you find your dream home.
And as we welcome you back to the third quarter of action here, see Harlandale band there on the track that you're taking a look at. The officials are still trying to sort all this out. You're just joining us right now. There was a little bit of a scuffle between these two teams. Usually that kind of happens every now and then, but boy, when benches start to clear, things take it up another level. And that's why we're still with no decision here yet.
The officials motioned while we were away at break. There was a live ball penalty on that play, and so that big gain was nullified by that live ball penalty. The officials not wearing a mic here tonight, so it's hard to get the information. He did tell us there was a personal foul against Highlands, and he motioned with the thumb that there was an ejection. Of course, without the mic, we don't know the player that was ejected. But that was the live ball. That was a live ball foul. So the big gain by the Highlands Owls right before the break is nullified by that penalty. That had nothing to do with the altercation here on the sideline. That flag was thrown before the end of the play. So the big gain nullified. And the big play nullified. It's going to be first and 15 for the Owls from their own 40-yard line. Everybody fired up. I think the officials still over here on the Harlandale side. They spent some time on the Highland side visiting with the coaches on that sideline, explaining to them what the expectations are for keeping control of this game. And so now it's their turn to come over to the Harlandale sideline and explain it all to Coach Torres. Coach Torres taking it all in. And, of course, Jay Birchfield, the referee, he's right, and that we can only play this game if we can keep control of the game. And he's visited with both sidelines. I think he's comfortable that we can continue the game. And we are going to do that with 7 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Indians leading 22-6.
Back to action. Clay fakes the handoff. Pass right side, incomplete. That pass was intended for DeAnthony Johnson. So that would be now a 2nd down and 15 here for the Highlands Owls. Joseph Clay back out as quarterback out of the shotgun. Clay dropping back, looking downfield, firing along deep. The receivers beat his defender and into the end zone. Touchdown. A 60-yard touchdown to DeAnthony. Check that. DeAnthony Johnson, the receiver, he beat his defender. And just like that, the Highland Owls respond with a big touchdown. Second 60-yard catch and go for DeAnthony Johnson. Highlands going for 2. Clay hands it off. No, pass tipped, incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. And folks, we got ourselves a 10-point ball game here. The Harlandale Indians 22, the Highlands Owls 12. You're watching high school football, and it's brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
When you belong to a place as much as it belongs to you, you call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
We welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The Highland Owls have put another touchdown on the board. They were not able to convert on that 2-point conversion. So now they trail by 10.
Big play for the Harlandale defense on the extra point denial. A 10-point deficit is 2 scores. An 8-point deficit is 1.
Short kick. Indians will fair catch it. And the Indians will have decent field position. Last possession for the Indians. Was a touchdown drive on 9 plays. But Coach, you know that scuffle kind of messes with the rhythm of things. Highlands on that end playing a little bit more confident, you know, that with that touchdown lets them get some energy here, and here come the Indians. Salcedo in the pocket, throws it, screen play, Molina across the 45, down to the 40 in Highland Owls territory.
Molina, screen pass from Jacob Salcedo.
Good pass rush there by the Highlands Owls, number 54, Malachi Saiz, Coach.
Bobby, I wanted to point that out. It was like Jacob Salcedo waited for the pass rush to come. Saiz was holding back at the line of scrimmage when he saw him release. Then he threw the screen pass.
Hand off over to Zion Molina. And, Coach, and you saw after the play the two, you know, butting you know, hey, you're all good, it's all good. So you definitely want to see that, especially going forward after what we just saw just moments ago.
It's a very physical game, and not making excuses for them. You certainly don't want to see the kids lose their composure. But it's a very physical game and you know, very emotional, and those things can happen.
Highlands shows blitz, pass, caught, Joseph. Esparza finds a way to get loose inside, down to the 20-yard line. 21-yard line.
A tunnel screen there. Joseph Esparza coming back for the pass, and he had a nice little alley created for himself. He's not the biggest guy on the field, so he's easy to get lost in that shuffle.
Zion gets the handoff, left side, across the 20, down to the 15. And Coach, you talk about Esparza not being the biggest guy. In fact, he's quite the opposite, smallest receiver on the field for the Indians.
And he's made a lot of big plays already this year. So Coach Torres knows that he can count on Esparza.
Out of the shotgun is Salcedo, faking the handoff, in the pocket, has pressure, rid of the football, passes incomplete.
Play action pass on that, but still, the Owls are not sending many people after Salcedo, so the play action really doesn't draw a whole lot of attention. And I think that the Owls are here really defending the pass ahead of the run.
Trips to the left side now for Salcedo, the Indians. Esparza gets the handoff. He's stumbling, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. Esparza got tripped up, and he could not keep his balance.
Well, he did everything that he could to keep his balance. He broke free, and he got tripped at the line of scrimmage and falls just short of the end zone.
We're seeing a big heavyweight fight that we talked about earlier, I should say. Here come the Indians, and Zion Molina will get in. Oh, boy. We knew that this was going to be an exciting football game. It just took a little while for it to develop. Another score by the Indians. Indians will try for the extra point here. Again, Jacob Salcedo, the holder. Nicholas Rodriguez, the kicker. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Nico Rodriguez drills it between the uprights as the Linsa tribe chants Puro Linsa. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports.
Finding the right home is hard. Now finding the right realtor, that's the easy part. Vanessa G. Medina with Proper Realty will work hard to help you find the right home for you and your family. Contact Vanessa today and let Proper Realty help you find your dream home.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The Indians just upgraded their pillow, Coach.
You know, Bobby, on that extra point, sometimes the extra points are a little bit of an afterthought, but they mean so much to the strategy and to the outcome of the game. The Indians, after that score by Zion Molina, were up by 16 points, and that's a 2-score lead, as you can score and get the extra point, score and get the 2 extra points and catch up with 2 scores. That extra point makes it a 3-score lead. A 17-point lead makes it a 3-score lead for the Indians, and every feather in the pillow is going to
They're upgrading.
They're upgrading the cushion just a bit.
There's a kick, short, fielded at the 15, out of the back. Here come the Owls. The Owls find some room on the sideline, get up to the 40-yard line. So D'Anthony Johnson will put the Owls in pretty decent field position on a good run back for the special teams.
D'Anthony Johnson, I love to watch him run. I mean, just so determined. He's got the ability to go left and right and juke and make you miss, but I mean, he's so strong and so fast. He finds that gap, and he's at the 40-yard line before you can blink.
Yeah, not too many people are going to catch him when he breaks it from you. So what's important now for the Owls, Coach, is we know they're capable of big plays, but they've got to make them happen quickly. Clay on the screen. Pass incomplete. He's looking for Mateo Rodriguez.
Ignacio Ceja in the backfield. He's a sophomore and getting his first start here of the season. We've seen him make some nice plays.
Called his name a few times this evening.
He's been a backup for the large part of this year. He's only a sophomore, but he's got some good size, and man, he can really apply pressure.
And as a sophomore, getting some valuable playing time and getting against a quality Highlands Owls team. And there's a run. What a run across the 50, the sideline, the 40. And that's the kind of offense we're talking about with Mateo Rodriguez on a huge run and moving the chains, and now in Harlandale territory.
Jacob Fonseca did a great job of getting a pursuit angle there, and he was the last person to have an opportunity to keep that from being a touchdown. Jacob Fonseca laying in the backfield, and he saw that play was coming long, got in a pursuit angle and made the tackle.
Mateo Rodriguez on a 24-yard run. Clay rolling right, firing down the sideline. Good defense there, no completion.
It's a long time to cover. Robert Acuna did. Joseph Clay rolling to his right, and the offensive line doing a good job of keeping the defense away from him. So he's able to look downfield for the ball here on the left hash. He rolls to his right. He's got a lot of field over there. So that was a long time to cover. Robert Acuna was there. The pass just underthrown a little bit. It was incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the Indian 34. Joseph Clay, handoff up the middle. He goes nowhere. Boy, I really like the play of Aiden Sosa.
Aiden Sosa has been our defensive player of the game in a previous game, and he really holds down the left side of that defensive line.
He just looks like he has a really wide wingspan, and if you're in like a 4-foot radius, he's going to get you. Joseph Clay on a 3rd down, 3rd and 10 now. Clay dropping back. Here comes pressure. Rolling right side. Clay still has the football. Launches it into the end zone. The pass is caught. Kennedy Jackson all by his lonesome in the end zone. How about the presence of mind, though, Coach, by Joseph Clay to get rid of the football and find that receiver?
Well, Coach Castillo is liking that play, and we're probably going to see that more than once as we head to the end of the 3rd quarter and into the 4th. Rolling Joseph Clay to his right and protecting him as he does so. And the receivers are running routes for 5 or 6 seconds, and that is a long time to have to cover. I don't know that anybody can cover these receivers for that long.
Going for 2. Here comes Clay. He'll easily get the 2-point conversion, and the Indians just lose some feathers in their pillow on that one there, Coach. So now it is a 9-point ball game. The Indians on top, 29. The Highland Owls, 20. You're watching high school football, brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
Playing with rockets is great when you're a kid. But when it's time to get a mortgage, you quickly realize that a rocket is complicated and expensive. It's best to work with an independent mortgage broker instead. They're dedicated to getting you a home loan faster and more affordably. And they're more than just mortgage experts. They live right in your own neighborhood, so you don't have to go it alone. For mortgages that are faster, easier, and more affordable, find a local independent mortgage broker near you.
And we're back at the Harlandale Memorial Stadium, where the Highlands Owls have just closed the gap on the Harlandale Indian lead. It's 29-20 after a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The Indians are still holding on to a 9-point lead, and we brought up the importance of the extra points. Nico Rodriguez extra point on the last Harlandale Indian touchdown keeps it a 2-score lead. But I don't think if we take a poll right now, I don't think anybody watching this game expects this game to end 29-20 with 15, almost 16 minutes left to play. And the way these offenses have really turned it up a notch. So the officials conferring over there again. I didn't see a flag or anything, but having a talk before they kick off.
There was a flag on the 2-point conversion is what Joey is telling us. But how about Joseph Clay? Over 170 yards, 179 yards passing this evening.
He hasn't he hasn't been very effective from the pocket yet. And you see that the Owls play callers are now moving the passing game to a little bit more of a roll right, moving the pocket for him. The Owl offensive line doing a much better job. They're showing to be much more able to protect him on that roll right.
We talked about right before the series happened how big plays are going to need to happen for Highlands, and they have that capability. And what just happened? A few big plays on this drive alone, and they scored pretty quickly here with leaving some time on the clock. We're still in the third quarter.
So here we go. This was the conference, as Joey Mejia was telling us off mic. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the play after the 2-point conversion. So that's going to push. That's going to push the kickoff back all the way to the Owls' 25-yard line. And the Owls have been opting to lob and do the short kick. I'm not sure if that's the smartest thing to do here, kicking from your own 25. But again, it's high risk and high reward. We'll see what the Owls special teams chooses to do.
Yeah, they've kicked it short each time. They've not kicked it deep. But now from their own 25.
A short kick here, and the Indians will take possession in their own in Highlands territory.
Salazar, this time he'll kick it a little deeper. Fair catch at the 36-yard line where the Indians will have it. Check, I said, what's that, the 44-yard line, excuse me.
So the Harlandale Indians offense has been clicking on all cylinders on their last possession, and this could be a race now. This could be a scoring race as we wind down the third quarter. 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter, and the fourth quarter yet to go.
Well, I'm not surprised with these two offenses that this is possible. Handoff, Molina, right side, finding room along the sideline. Check that, that's Saxon Langenberg. What a huge play. It's like one big play here, one big play there. Both teams throwing big punches.
Saxon Langenberg lines up as a wide receiver, but he gets brought back into the backfield in a jet sweep, and he's an athlete. The Harlandale Indian offense I'm sure that they're trying to give him the touches that he needs to get in the game to be effective.
Salcedo puts a man in motion. Gives the ball up to Zion Molina. He breaks it and gets inside the 20 down to the 17. Saxon picked up 30 yards on that run. And then on the very next play, Zion Molina picking up a first down again. So the Indians marching.
In the red zone now once again. And the Owls really struggling to stop the Harlandale Indian running game.
19 carries, 123 yards for Zion Molina tonight. Esparza in motion. He'll get the handoff, and he'll pick up a couple of yards inside the 15 down to the 14.
Joseph Esparza in his skill set is a nice little cutback, and they do contain him and keep him from going wide, but he's got a sharp step. He's got a sharp upfield step there, and about a 2-yard gain on the play when it didn't look like there was going to be any.
Trips to the left side. One receiver to the right side. Zion gets the handoff. Good defensive stop there by the Owls' right side of the line.
Zion Molina, the ball carrier.
So the Highlands Owls tighten up here in the red zone.
3rd and 8 at the 14.
3rd and 8. We are inside of Nico Rodriguez's field goal range, but I'm not sure that they're going to opt here. I think he can make it from here.
Well, or you can get a free play. I don't know if there's flags yet, but there was movement. Salcedo rolling left. Salcedo has to run it, and he gets brought down by about 3 defenders. I'm not sure if there was or are any flags.
You can move on defense as long as you don't enter the neutral zone. So there was defensive movement, but the officials keep the flags in their pocket. So clearly the Highlands Owls were not in the neutral zone. The Jacob Saucedo breaks the pocket and aims for the first down marker. He lands about 5 yards shy of that. This is a fourth down for the Indians from the Owls' 10-yard line.
Well, the Indians are lined up and they're ready to go for it. Deep inside Owl territory, they send a man in motion. Saucedo looking right, firing the pass a little high, incomplete. The Indians will turn the ball over on downs. Still a minute and 21 seconds to go. It's a 2-score ball game.
In the third quarter.
In the third quarter.
Turnover on downs. Highlands takes over.
Although the Owls will be put back at their own, their own 10-yard line. Still not a very risky play for the Indians to go for it on fourth down. But that does give the Highland Owls an opportunity. Although they do have to travel 90 yards, we know that they have every capability of doing that in that time frame right here. Joseph Clay out of the shotgun. He'll keep it on the ground and hand it off to his running back.
So with their backs against the wall here, the Highland Owls choose to go conservative and a big 7-yard gain on first down.
Highlands very patient, giving what the Indians are taking, or taking what the Indians are giving. Rodriguez rolls right, and a first down pickup. That's Mateo Rodriguez. Owls drop the football. They land right on top of it. So brings up a second down now. Second down, and show 19 on the board, maybe like 14. And that's going to wind the clock down to end the third quarter. When we come back, the Highlands Owls will have the football at their own 19-yard line. Stay right here. It is going to be exciting. Fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching high school football, and it's brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer.
So we are back here. That was Isaiah Flores with the big tackle, and a third down and long now for the Highlands Owls.
And it's a new man in at quarterback. It's John Gill, Coach, as Gill is dropping back, and he's hit, and he's going down in the end end zone. The ball is loose. The Indians jump on top of it. Let's see if the officials call that.
I think that's a forward pass. The flag going down, grounding from the end zone. That's going to be a
still
safety
anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
A safety for, yeah.
Oh, boy. Harlandale Indian defense coming up big once again. And if it's been anything for this Harlandale Indian team, they have a great offense. But, boy, that defense is tremendous as well.
We talked about that before the game started, how this game, as much as the offenses have been highlighted, that this game might come down to the X's. And we say, when we say X's, we mean defense. And it has, so far, the Harlandale Indian defense has really stepped up a safety here. The Highlands Owls defense, you said that was Gill in the quarterback. He was wrapped up in the end zone, and he threw the ball away. He was grounding, so when you ground the football from your own end zone, that is a safety.
Automatic safety, 2 points, and guess what? The football as well.
The Highlands Owls will kick off from their own 20-yard line. They have the choice to either punt it, if you will, or kick from the tee, but they're gonna kick off, and not only are they gonna kick off, they're kicking off from deep in their own end zone. The Harlandale Indians now with a 31-20 lead. That's 11 points, and if you're counting with us and how many feathers there are in a pillow, 11 points is a two-score game.
They lost 6 feathers, but or like 7 feathers, no 6 feathers, and then they gained 2 feathers back.
Counting those feathers here. What a game. We knew this was going to be a good game. We told you it was going to be a good game, and you know what? We like to say we told you so. I'm not gonna.
Hey, how about yesterday's game? Also going down to the wire, Coach, over McCullum and Burbank.
Kevin Hernandez, man, he's for real. Matthew Cortez, a running back for the Burbank Bulldogs. Kevin Hernandez he's just a sophomore, and so he's gonna, 28-5A is gonna have to deal with Kevin Hernandez for a while yet.
And so do the Indians coming up pretty soon, eventually. Uriel Salazar will kick it. Boy, he'll kick it deep. Oh, he put all of that into that one. Fielded at the 30. Here he comes. Plenty of room. Oh, boy, ducks his head and take on the hit. It was a collision down the street here. Oh, boy. I don't think these two teams like each other.
Well, this game just means us so much. And, Bobby, I need a number on that. Who was a return man?
81.
I think that's Michael
Palomino.
Palomino, yeah.
Yeah, Palomino. 81? I don't think it was. We'll have to double check on that return.
Boy, but you talk about being single-minded there again. Well, he was. You talk about being single-minded there. That was he was going one way, and when it came down to it, he just lowered his shoulder.
They're telling me it was Esparza on that, delivering the blow.
We were talking about heavyweights, and Esparza might be a featherweight, but he can deliver a blow.
Here comes a handoff. Zion, he'll get met up at the 43-yard line. You know what, Coach, at this point, 11-point cushion for the Indians. We know that, well, with Joseph Clay in, we know that they're pretty effective and can strike pretty quickly. But, with Joseph Clay not in the ballgame right now, does that really change anything the Indians are doing?
Absolutely not. You got to just keep the gas. You got to keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Play action, pass, complete, right side. Cross the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Esparza again on the carry or on the reception. Move the chains.
I love the play, the nice blocking out there on the edge. And, on a play like that, when you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can initiate contact before the ball is caught.
17-yard play here for the Indians. Salcedo hands the ball off. Zion, play will be called dead as flags are thrown.
Still don't see the flag, Bobby, but the whistles did blow the play dead before it snapped. Who threw that one?
came from, I believe, the...
No flag. There you go.
No
Accidentally. Inadvertent flag. So he's waving it off. The referee's waving it off. And I think that was going to be a substitution error, but he did come in and set himself before the snap. So wave the flag off. It's still first down, still 10 yards to go. The Indians at the Highlands Owls 26-yard line.
Salcedo looking to his left side. Saxon with the catch at the 20. He'll pick up the first down and some. Boy, these Indians is very impressive how they move the football.
I'm going to call him Saxon Yak Langenberg. Boy, yards after catch. Boy, it looks like he just can't wait to catch that ball and get running. But Saxon Langenberg, boy, the reception is definitely not the end of the play for old Saxon.
Trips to the right side. Man in motion. He'll take it. Esparza. No. Up the middle. Into the end zone.
Palomino.
Michael Palomino. What great play calling by the Harlandale Indians.
Well, you see the Highlands Owls linebacker move up to the line of scrimmage, but he does not impact the play as the offensive line kicks him out. Michael Palomino reads that block and turns it upfield, basically untouched into the end zone. 37-20, the extra point coming.
Again, it is Jacob Salcedo, the holder. Nicholas Rodriguez, the kicker, to try the extra point. The snap, the kick is up. A flag, of course. So no indication here, but the ball did go through the upright, so it was good, but no official signal anything.
The Indians coming off the field here to talk to Coach Torres. It looks like they coming off the field like this, they're expecting the penalty to be against Highlands. The Highlands Owls are staying on the field. This is a couple of different sets of body language here. Harlandale lining up to kick off, and the Highlands Owls staying back there in their defense.
Coach Torres is getting the explanation now.
The extra point is good. We've got a dead ball foul against the Owls, so that's going to move the kickoff up 15 yards. The Harlandale Indians will kick off from the Owl 45-yard line. You are watching High School Sports on the RC Audio Sports YouTube channel, brought to you by Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. We'll be right back.
Welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The Indians putting up more points on the board. It is, the extra point was good. There was a penalty, and it is against the Highlands Owls. So the Indians increased their lead 38-20. All this resulted from a defensive score or defensive safety. Indians get short field. They punch it in, increase their lead 38-20.
So the Indians here have some options before them as they kick off in the Owl territory. So this is an opportunity again. A lot of times you see an onside kick or you see a chance being taken by the team. It's a low risk and high reward kind of a situation. Even if you don't recover the kick, it's still it looks like it's going to be just a straight up onside kick for the.
They're not hiding it at all. It's
we're going to do
Rene
this.
Casillas. There it does. Bounces. Highlands jumps on it. Harlandale has it. The only thing is, did it go 10 yards?
And a flag back here at the line of scrimmage for the kickoff
team. But I think it touched
an owl, and I think the Indians recovered, but they were looks like they were offsides here for the kickoff.
Had an early jump. Yep, that's the call. It goes against the Indians, so that's going to push them back 5. But I'm not so sure that deters them from trying it again. I don't know. There's an 18-point lead. Same personnel on the field for the Indians. Rene Casillas lining it or teeing it up.
It looks like another onside kick, and it's we're going to kick it onsides. We're giving you notice. It's on you to cover it. No
mano a
surprise.
mano right here.
Mano a mano is right. No, well, he's backing up though. Well,
Nope. He's
stay with us. The suspense builds.
He's trying it again. No, he pooches it back. Oh, here he comes up to the 24-yard line. Looked like he was getting some room there. That was DeAnthony Johnson. You talk about
the Indian special teams pulling out all the stops. They line it up for an onside kick, and it all looked like it was for all of us. It looked like it was going to be an onside kick, and Casillas, I believe it is.
It's kind of like that little fake bunt, and then you end up hitting the ball.
There you go.
Harlandale fans, exit to your left.
Speaking of other sports, Bobby, we've got a big volleyball game coming up Tuesday. We'll tell you about that after this play.
Exit to your left.
Gill still in at quarterback. The handoff. Whoa, what a great play from behind for the defense for the Indians.
J.C. Fuentes running that play down before it could amount to anything. RC Audio Sports, we've got Tuesday Night Nets. We are featuring volleyball every Tuesday night. We'll be at Harlandale High School this Tuesday when the Medina Valley Panthers come and challenge the Harlandale Indians volleyball team's 9-0 record.
Gill, nope. Yep, Gill with the pass completed. What some fine running that is there for Omarion Clay. Boy, he juked his way out of that one.
Just got to put the ball in these athletes' hands, and Omarion Clay, boy, he can go a long way too after a catch.
You know, Coach talked about upcoming Tuesday for volleyball. We've had some very exciting matches these past few weeks that we've been covering volleyball. So Tuesdays for volleyball in RC Audio Sports. We do have a timeout on the field. Well, it looks like they're getting ready to get back to action here, so we'll keep it right here. Bella was ready to get us to commercial, but I think there's just some questions being answered. There's no injuries on the field. I don't know if they're discussing whether or not he was down at some point, but Omarion Clay was doing some great running, and it was very hard to get a hold of.
Jay Birchfield over here at the Harlandale sideline.
These officials really earning their paycheck tonight.
They earn their paycheck every night. This may be a sideline warning here as the Jay Birchfield looking over to the sideline, just waving the whole squad back. And yeah, they earn their pay every night. We need to respect them. We need to appreciate them. And if this is something that you think you'd like to do, a sideline warning, Jay Birchfield tells us.
So they're going to add.
Well, I beg your pardon, not a warning. This is going to be a penalized.
Oh, they're going to add to that run there with that penalty.
That's a big 15-yard penalty, and you know, this penalty came into being because of some very serious injuries that occurred on the sideline.
Following the penalty,
by officials and coaches that were standing there up too close to the sideline, and we've seen some very, very serious injuries on the sideline. So it's a big penalty.
Gill, handoff, right side. No, he'll keep it himself. Goes to the left side, up to the 45-yard line. John Gill, Jr., quarterback for the Owls. I'm not so sure these heights and weights are accurate for the Highlands Owls. This says that John Gill is 5'7". I don't think so.
I say 5'10".
Yeah. They are some growing boys, but John Gill looks a little bit bigger than 5'7". Gill dropping back, looking, firing left. He's got an arm. The pass incomplete, but boy, I saw one arm was being held back. So that's a flag, and I feel that that's going to be a pass interference call against the Indians.
Yeah, denying the receiver an opportunity to run his route and come back to the football. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. The line of scrimmage of 46. So we're going to move the line. We're going to 2 15-yard penalties back to back against the Indians, and the Owls are going to snap this one from about the 31-yard mark.
You know, that's on the coverage there. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. So the Owls with a whole new set of downs. Plenty of time here, 7:58 to go. John Gill hands the ball off. Clay with the carry. Couple of yards, maybe a yard on that play. Brings up 2nd down and 9.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 at the Indian 30.
Fourth play of the drive here with 2 back-to-back penalties, which gives the Owls even that much better field position. The Owls keep it on the ground. Marion Clay, he gets dropped, but just shy of the first down.
Ignacio Ceja again on the stop. Talking about him just a little while ago, a sophomore, getting his first start of the season. Living up to expectations. We've seen him deliver some big shots this year.
A lot of that defense has delivered very well for the Indians. Clay gets the ball again. Oh, this time he gets lost in the middle of the mess, and he finds a way, and inside down to the 10-yard line. They'll call it the 9. He's just so small, Clay, who just somehow managed to escape. The Owls trying to punch it in here with 6:27 to go. More Marion Clay. He breaks loose and gets into the end zone. 8-yard touchdown run. So another high-scoring game here between these two teams. It's just tremendous athletes. First rushing touchdown of the evening for the Owls. They go for 2. John Gill rolls, stops, fires, finds a man open in the end zone. The pass is complete to DeAnthony Johnson, and the 2-point conversion is made. It is now a 10-point game with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. We know an onside kick may be coming up. Keep it right here. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports.
The On-Par Golf Academy at Mission Del Lago was designed and developed to offer not only the highest quality golf instruction in San Antonio, but so much more. With its experienced staff and its TrackMan indoor and outdoor training facility, On-Par Golf has the capability to meet all your golf improvement needs. From its junior golf programming to its entertainment and hosting services, OPG has got you covered. So if you're ready to take your golf game to the next level, come see us at On Par Golf.
And the Highlands Owls, 38-28 is our score after an 8-yard touchdown run by Omarion Clay, who got into the end zone on a nice little drive that was helped out by a couple of back-to-back penalties on the Indians. So now the Highlands Owls getting ready to kick off. Uriel Salazar. It'll be interesting to see what the Indians or the Owls will do. Indians fall on it. Will have the football, and they will have the ball with 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go. And Coach Villafranca leading the cheers over there on the Linsa band or the Linsa tribe. So the Indians will have the football after an unsuccessful onside kick by the Owls. What's the game plan here, Coach, for the Indians?
Run the clock. A 10-point lead, still a two-possession game, a two-score game, and you know the Highlands Owls have done a good job of conserving their timeouts.
Indians keep the ball on the ground, but boy, does a bullet come in from the backside or from the safety side.
Zion Molina trying to get some yardage around the edge, and most of the yardage, Jason Valderas on the tackle, but most of the Indians' yardage has come between the tackles. This time they try to go outside tackles, and the Highlands Owls speed catches up to him. You don't want to be overly conservative here. You want to get a couple of first downs and chew some clock up, but you know, again, the running game's going to eat up a little more clock than the passing game if you drop a pass.
You see Jacob letting that clock run down. 5 seconds, that's the play clock. 3 seconds. Salcedo fires, pass, caught. Langenberg up across the 45, down near the 40. First down, Harlandale.
You estimate about 40 seconds of play without a timeout. So 40 times 3 is 120 seconds. 2 minutes off the clock. So about 5:13. The Indians just earned themselves getting the clock down to about 3 minutes if they manage it well. Saxon Langenberg again. Yards after catch. You could just see the anticipation as he waits for that pass. Just hurry up and get here because I got some things to do with you when I catch you.
8 seconds. 7. Letting go down to 3. Zion Molina gets the carry. No, check that. Number 11, that is Jacob. Never handed it off. But importantly, that ball stays in bounds, up the gut, keeps that clock moving. That's what it's all about. Both teams with all timeouts remaining. I'll tell you what's going to be difficult is picking an offensive and defensive player of the game. Jacob Salcedo with 4 wide receivers. Zion Molina, backfield, play action. Pass is caught. Esparza gets the room on the right side. First down. New set of downs. Indians approaching the red zone.
Joseph Esparza is driven out of bounds, and that's going to stop the clock, but it's a forgivable offense if you run out of bounds after getting a first down. So, again, the clock now down to 4 minutes. The first down means that the Indians can chew up about another 2, so the Owls are going to have to start using their timeouts here pretty quickly. Probably let it get under 3 minutes before they do so.
Again, another option. Jacob keeps it into the end zone. And he just bought himself a fresh new set of pillows here. The Indians get up to 44 points. What a run. But by Jacob Salcedo. And how he sold that fake. It's not the first time we've seen him do that, Coach.
The fake is one of the things that makes him so effective, and it's not just him faking the handoff, it's Zion Molina having taken the handoff, and that draws a lot of defense, and it allows Jacob Salcedo to read it. He's going to pull that and go. Again, about a 23-yard rush, and I don't know that he was touched.
Salcedo, the hold. Nico Rodriguez, the kick. The kick is up, and it is good. The Indians, 45 points tonight. What did they score last time? 52? 55? Indians, scoring machines. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be a $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium, and the Indians looking to keep their district record unblemished. They have a 45-28 lead with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. It is a high kick, and the Owls will bring it right back. Here comes Johnson to the 35-yard line. So, whoa, that got scary for just a second. Saxon Langenberg on the tackle. So the Highland Owls, of course, they have all 3 timeouts. But with this type of lead, Coach, I think it's pretty safe to say the Indians should come out with the win here. I mean,
You
things.
said should?
Should. I
Okay.
did. Keyword.
Okay, I'll take should. But I've seen some crazy things happen here, and
Again, Joseph Clay has come out of the ball game. John Gill
did a great job.
has done a fantastic job as he drops back, fires, and the pass incomplete.
You mentioned the Harlandale Indians aiming to keep their district record unblemished and improve to 5-0. The Harlandale Indian volleyball team did that tonight against South San at the Harlandale High School gym, sweeping the South San Bobcats in 3 sets. And the volleyball team, the Harlandale volleyball team, has improved to 9-0.
55-45 was the score between Brack and Harlandale. Oh, what a nice fake there by Gill on his side. But Gill was caught by the Harlandale Indian defensive top defensive line there. Aiden Sosa also.
Ignacio Ceja having himself a heck of a night.
Third down now here for Highlands. 2:45 to go in this ball game. John Gill, he's going to have some pressure. The Indians are not giving up the defensive pressure. Pass is incomplete. Jackson Garcia on the defense there with the good coverage.
So on this fourth down, Owls send their punt team out. So I'm gonna say that this is. I guess I'll jump in on the should win tonight. Once the Indians take possession here with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left to play and 17-point lead.
That punt will go, and the Indians will have the football to hopefully finish this one off. We're going to get an interview with Coach Albert Torres should he win, which we feel that he will. So we'll get that after the game.
Okay, so Bobby Mendez heads down to the field with the Indians leading 45-28 and in possession of the football at their own 35-yard line. And the Indians keep the ball on the ground. Big aim here is just to chew up the clock. No gain on the play, but the clock continues to run. Doesn't look like the Owls are looking to stop it now. We're under 2 minutes. The Harlandale Indians leading 45-28, and by all indications will improve to 5-0 in district play, and it's going to set up a 5-0 versus a 5-0 game against Alamo Heights next week at Alamo Heights Stadium. The handoff goes to Zion Molina up the middle. He secures the football. Last thing he wants to do is put the ball on the ground. That's what he was asked to do. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7, 1 minute and 24 seconds left to play here at Harlandale Memorial Stadium.
3rd and about 7 for your Indians.
So the Indians line up. Jacob Socedo in the backfield. I think that's Zion Molina alongside of him. A little jet sweep that's worked tonight. Number 88 gets a handoff, Isaiah Hernandez. And he will go out of bounds. Not exactly according to plan. That'll stop the clock. And we got Bobby Mendez on the sideline. We got Bobby Mendez on the sideline. He'll be looking for Albert Torres and see if we get a couple of words with him here after the ball game. So 43 seconds left to play. The punt team is on the field. A delay of game, 5-yard penalty. We'll bring it back.
The penalty, delay of game on the Indians.
And the punt is off. A fair catch is called. And the Highlands Owls will take possession here with 38 seconds left to play on their own 30-yard line. And for all intents and purposes, this one is over. 38 seconds left to play. The Owls taking possession and down by 17 points. But stay with us. Bobby Mendez is going to try to catch up with Coach Torres and get some thoughts from him about this ball game and improving to 5-0 here. Marion Clay gets the handoff, and he's out beyond the 40-yard line. That's a first down. Stop the clock for just a second as they move the chains, and the officials will wind it up right away. The Owls do not have to snap the ball. They're going to concede wisely, in my mind. Why get somebody hurt on a meaningless play? So the clock winds down to 2-1-0. The Harlandale Indians improve to 5-0. The Highlands Owls drop to the Harlandale Indians improve to 5-0, and the Highlands Owls will drop to 3-2. You are watching high school sports on the RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to catch up with Bobby Mendez and Coach Torres.
Live from the Southside Magazine is a Latina-owned online and print publication that helps residents and visitors learn more about the South Side of San Antonio and all of Texas. Magazine features and columns support the local community by telling stories that promote people and businesses. Our goal is to expand community relationships and give Southside San Antonio residents an opportunity to express themselves. Learn more at southsidesanantonio.com.
When you belong to a place as much as it belongs to you, you call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
And we welcome you back to Harlandale Memorial Stadium. The Harlandale Indians victorious tonight. Coach, it was a tough ball game, but we knew that coming in. Defensively, you guys did well. It's your secondary, 2 interceptions in the first half. Talk about your defensive play.
You know, from last week's, 2 weeks ago, our last game was something that we talked about. The kids knew that they wanted to play better, and they showed up tonight. So I'm really happy about that.
Your offense continues to do well. You were able to get what you want out of Jacob Salcedo and all your receivers, your offensive line. Everyone seems to be doing well.
Yeah, the linemen know it starts with them, and when they're blocking well, the whole offense is doing well. So starts there. But yes, Jacob is still he's still learning. He's a good quarterback. The rest of the receivers, they're young. So we're real proud of the job we're doing right now. And when they score points, it makes it better.
All right, Coach, I'll let you get back with your team. Enjoy that victory. Congratulations on continuing to be undefeated in district. Good luck to you next week. We'll talk to you soon. That's Coach Albert Torres as the Harlandale Band is coming up here to perform. Coach, we'll take it back up to you.
And you were listening to our visit, Bobby Mendez visiting with Coach Torres in a post-game interview there. We enjoyed that, Bobby. Thank you very much. Bobby's going to make his way back up here to the booth where we're going to select our offensive and defensive players of the game. It's going to be a tough task. If you're still on it, please suggest somebody. Give us somebody to think about in the comments. You're watching high school football on the RC Audio Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
It started in 2019 with Texas Revolution Youth Football and Cheer. It was inspired by my sister, my late sister, Patricia Galaxy Mora. She had passed away. Before she had passed away, we had conversations about starting my own organization. Right now, our actual motivation is to get these kids to the next level as far as getting ready for middle school and high school football. Our plan for Texas Revolution is not only teaching them the fundamentals of football and cheer, but it's also teaching them how to be great young men and women, providing for the city south side and also raising them right. No pass, no play. Being here and being very respectful to their coaches, to their moms, their dads, their guardians. And that's what we strive for, is to raising the next generation of athletes, but also great men and women too as well. Look us up on Facebook too as well for any questions or any concerns.
When you belong to a place as much as it belongs to you, you call it home. A place to gather, entertain, and make memories near shops, restaurants, and green spaces. A place to raise a family and grow. Life is good here and getting better. And at Brooks, we are just getting started. Live Brooks.
Playing with rockets is great when you're a kid. But when it's time to get a mortgage, you quickly realize that a rocket is complicated and expensive. It's best to work with an independent mortgage broker instead. They're dedicated to getting you a home loan faster and more affordably. And they're more than just mortgage experts. They live right in your own neighborhood, so you don't have to go it alone. For mortgages that are faster, easier, and more affordable, find a local independent mortgage broker near you.
And we welcome you back to our post-game report. We'll have some great sound behind us here as the Harlandale Indian Band will perform during our post-game. But we thank you for joining us. And, of course, Coach, as it is every week, we pick a player, offensive player of the game and defensive player of the game. But every week it's tough. And you go down the list of all the contributors. You heard Coach Torres talk about how well his offensive line has played, how well everyone has played. So it's going to be a tough one. But, I mean, well-deserving, I think, in our conversation off the air of who it will be. But before we get to that, let's just talk about how the rest of the team played.
It's going to be very difficult, as you said, to select the offensive player of the game. It was a team effort tonight. And I don't think that the Indians would have walked away victorious if they had not brought the whole team effort with them. So, you know, it's just we talked a little bit about cushion as the game went along, and the Indians were able to keep that two-score cushion just about throughout the game, and it allowed for more secure play calling. It was just a more of a comfortable game from this sideline for the Indians because of that cushion that we talked about this
Cushion
evening.
Was the theme of the night.
It was the theme of the night, wasn't it?
But yeah, you know, you get into it and you talk about how well they did, and it plays a big part because Highlands is very potent. They can score. We saw their athleticism. Joseph Clay goes out at some point in the fourth quarter. We don't know how different that game could be in a comeback for the Highlands Owls. But because of that cushion, I think it's very important. And I'll let you tell everyone who our player of the game is for this evening.
Well, our offensive player of the game was a fire plug this evening. Had some big plays and really brought it tonight. We talked about a heavyweight fight.
Yep.
But and he was a heavyweight in his play. So Joseph Esparza wears number 16 for the Harlandale Indians. He's our offensive player of the game.
Yeah, and really proud of him, and really proud. He's played that effort every week. You know, someone has stepped up for the Indians every week offensively and has got the job done. They're not 5-0 for no reason. So Joseph Esparza, I think what we saw from him this evening, he made some big runs, he made some big plays, he made some big hits, you know, even that kickoff return that he made, and he was not going to go down just for anyone. So congratulations to number 16, Joseph Esparza, on your Martinez and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Player of the Game Award. So let's move over to defense.
Defensively, we called out a number. We called out a certain number several times. I'm going to give honorable mention to Ignacio Ceja, the sophomore that had his his first start tonight. He played very, very well. But tonight's defensive player of the game, the Rufio defensive player of the game tonight, wears number 54 for the Indians, Julio Martinez. Congratulations on being named player of the game.
Yeah, Julio Martinez started this game with a big impact. He was in the backfield often and early, and he did a great job. Again, offense, defense, fantastic job. Indians moved to 5-0. Everyone is doing such a good job, and it's a great honor to be able to cover Harlandale ISD High School football. We had McCullum and Burbank last night, I should say. And then we got Tuesday night volleyballs. RC Audio Sports is there Tuesday night for high school volleyball, so we got that as well.
Medina Valley coming over to Harlandale High School, so that's going to be a good one. RC Audio Sports on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on our social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. I want to thank Isabella Tellez for her wonderful production of switching cameras. Cesar Mendez manning the camera tonight. Isaiah had the night off. Joey Mejia giving us some numbers. So we thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week on Tuesday. Have a good night.